Yeah.
We've got a great WAN show lined up for you guys today. I went on vacation.
That's how you know it's going to be a great show.
Well, no, I went on vacation.
That might make it one of the better shows.
I'm going to talk about my vacation.
Yeah.
I also can't believe I'm still going to be talking about honey.
Yeah.
But there are actual updates, some pretty exciting updates. So we'll be talking about that.
Vacation?
The creator community, they're coming after honey. They believe you can catch more honey with vinegar.
Yeah.
Fly, you magnificent creators. What else we got today?
Switch to motherboard leaks, maybe. There's a bit of a debate. We'll see what's going on there. Also, Half-Life 3. It's for sure a thing.
Really? You picked that? There's no way.
What other one?
I just don't
LLM
believe it.
forum traffic?
Well, yeah, but
the addictive feeds thing that is like not going to be applied to anyone
how
ever?
about if you buy a Tesla, you can basically just like have your car taken over by Tesla?
I think that's more than just Tesla, but that apparently is proven true for Tesla.
The show is brought to you today by Squarespace, Notion, and Lexar, and of course our usual laptops partner. Sorry. Our laptop partner LG, our wrap partner D-Brand, and our chair partner Secret Lab. Wow, it's gonna be a show today. Why don't we kick things right off with, I can't believe I'm still talking about honey.
Yes.
I honestly did a terrible job of this segment last week, which is, par for the course for me, which is great. The reality of it was I hadn't slept very much, and the reality of it is I didn't sleep much this week either. I went to Europe this week.
Yeah.
I left and came back from Europe this week. So that should give you some idea of where I'm at right now. Anyway, we dropped Honey as a sponsor 3 years ago because we learned about their link hijacking. Link hijacking sucked for us, but as far as we knew then, had no impact on the user. We had no idea about the alleged other misdeeds until that story broke last month. In hindsight, it is possible that if we had made a video 3 years ago, it could have saved creators some money. Given that the vast majority of creators, however, stopped working with them around that same time, I don't know that for sure. What I do know is that if we'd made that video, it might not have gone very well for us.
Like, for instance, I'm going to interject here. This isn't in the notes.
What you're referring to as honey is, in fact, B shit plus honey. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's like at that time, yeah, okay, we could have made a video. We were being inundated with links and shares and whatever about this from other creators at the time.
Well, I know.
It didn't get a crazy amount. I'm talking to them.
Oh, yeah.
It didn't get a crazy amount of views. It didn't blow up like this.
Yeah.
I think probably because it was
Well, it wasn't set to ominous music that time.
Well, and it was anti-creator, not anti-user at that time.
Sure.
So most of the creators that I knew about it and were also getting spammed about it because it was tweeted to me back then.
The bigger issue is that if we had made a video, it may have actually been a really bad look for us. Think about it. If I made a video imploring our audience to uninstall an extension that purportedly, remember, we have to look at it in terms of the information we had at the time.
At the time.
If I told everybody, uninstall Honey, an extension that supposedly gets them a better deal because I wasn't making enough money from it, do you really, honestly, ask yourself, truly, think that would have gone good for me?
I'm going to interject again
Sure.
with another weird thing. Like when we first started, if you monetized anything to any degree, even if you turned on ads on YouTube at all, which you could turn them off back then, and it would actually work, you would be flamed.
Now, 4 years ago, that wasn't the case anymore.
Yes.
But I think the point Luke's trying to make is this...
It's changed over time.
This perception, this acceptance of, creators needing to make money. I mean, the number of comments we'd get in the early days, like, get a real job, You know, that doesn't happen anymore at all.
Now people like, ask for ads on
Get
Twitch
that bag, girl.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's a very, very different mentality. We have to put ourselves in the frame of mind of what things were like 4 years ago. And 4 years ago, if I'd said, uninstall this extension that gets you a better deal so I don't get my affiliate revenue,
you would have gotten flayed.
I'd have gotten destroyed. Look how much flack I take if I remind people that ad blocking is piracy, in that it circumvents compensating the creator. Watch how predictably the chat is going to blow up saying that that's totally different. It's not totally different.
It's a little different. It's related, though.
It's very closely
definitely
related.
Yeah.
And everyone's mad at me. It's that simple. I'm spreading the word for the smaller creators. That argument doesn't save me there, and it's not going to save me if I tell people to uninstall this extension that gets them a better deal so that smaller creators can get their affiliate revenue. Are you kidding me? There is just no way that I make that video and I don't end up hanging from the nearest tree. I mean, now that we found out that honey is harming the consumer, obviously f*** them. Like, obviously. But again, we didn't, and I don't know how many times I have to say this. We didn't know about that. We didn't say anything because we didn't know about that. And we had no reason to. Like, and that's another thing. Like, we don't shout it from the rooftops every time we stop working with a sponsor, and neither does anybody. That is such a weird, bizarre expectation that some people seem to have.
We've stopped. Well, that's a very modern thing too on YouTube. The like company expose thing, I think is fairly different.
Do you expect the NFL to like replace Monday Night Football with a 3-hour special about not using Surface tablets anymore when the sponsorship ends? And like of course not. That would be spectacularly unprofessional.
We've stopped working with a bunch of different sponsors because of getting customer reports from our viewers about how they had bad experiences with them or whatever. Of course. We didn't shout from the rooftops. We just stopped working with them.
Yeah, and if they clean up their act, we might start working with them again.
Hopefully that's the case, to be honest.
And again, oh my God, this piece is so important for everyone who somehow missed it before. It turns out we didn't need to make that video because plenty of other creators stopped working with Honey around the same time we did. Just because nobody else or some people didn't notice, there was a big news cycle around this. And it spread like wildfire in the creator community. As big as this one,
but
no, obviously
it was
not.
a big deal. I remember.
But creators knew. We found out multiple times by being bombarded. That's how we found out.
There was also a lot of creators individually sharing it between each other, but not like with links through texts or whatever, not as videos.
Another major thing that I missed last week is that, as we said in our response to Megaleg, obviously this situation raises the question of, should we look at our policy of leaving our sponsor spots in our videos in perpetuity? That has been what we've done traditionally because, as you know, I've always been a bit of a, once it's out there kind of person. I don't believe in deleting our history. I don't believe in revising our history.
Yeah. Evergreen's also less of a thing now.
However, that's true. And also this situation where it turns out it was harmful is clearly something we haven't really had to tackle before.
Yeah.
Like at worst, our sponsor spots have ended up like outdated, right? But yeah, that's a decision that is not the kind of thing that we just do immediately.
You also have to work with YouTube on that.
No, that can be done.
Oh, you can trim it?
You can trim it, but it's very manual. It's very tedious. It screws up things like closed captions sometimes. So
and timestamps.
So it screws up timestamps. So it's not cut and dried either.
Yeah.
So it'll screw up the timestamps on every single WAN show that Honey ever sponsored. Which this may surprise you, but a lot of people go back and watch old WAN show. I don't get it either, but they do.
I'll never understand.
Our discussion question. Are we joining the class action started by LegalEagle? The TLDR here is that LegalEagle has posted a video announcing a class action lawsuit against Honey on behalf of any creators that may have been impacted by Honey's actions. As far as I can tell, that would be basically any creator that ever used affiliate links. And I mean, I know the answer to this, but what are your thoughts on that? Should we join the class action?
Well, there's actually a line here that says impacted creators can visit honeylawsuit.com to join, but maybe talk to a lawyer before you do. And I would lean on that.
we're not going to be joining
maybe
regardless.
We should talk to a lawyer before we do. Okay.
No, I've talked about this before, but I'm not particularly litigious. It's not really my way. I tend to see lawsuits, and in particular class action lawsuits, as a mechanism to enrich lawyers and really not much of anyone else.
That's very true. You're going to get like $5 from this.
You might get more. There are class actions where the payout is like $1,000 and, maybe even more. I don't know. What I can tell you now, though, is that I doubt that's going to happen. What I suspect is that this is... This could very well end up just being for show. Like I kind of doubt that this is going to go anywhere. But if it does go somewhere, hey, you know what? F PayPal sideways. This whole thing totally sucked. And especially now that we know so much more of what they're doing with Honey, it's obviously lame. But it's not my style, guys. I have never had to sue anybody. And I would like
to stays that way.
I would like to keep it that way as long as possible. I've been put in uncomfortable positions before in the past where it seemed like it was kind of an inevitability. But every time we have been able to find a resolution, which is always the way that I would prefer to go. And so, yeah, this is just not really my stoil.
Drop PayPal on the LTT store. I don't think that's viable. I think that would be too much self-damage.
Thank you for the suggestion. I will file it away with all of the other suggestions.
I would love if PayPal stopped really being a thing, though. I would love if that.
Me too.
As someone who has to...
Let's take crypto.
Oh, no. As someone who has to deal with taking PayPal payments, it's not awesome. There are better credit card processors these days. They used to be a big problem. Another reason why people argue for PayPal is often because it's a easy way to have your card saved. But there are other ways to do that. You can save your card in password managers. You can do other things like that where it can still autofill and be easier for you.
Judge says,
there are ways around it.
We will still support PayPal because it makes us too much money. PayPal absolutely enables us to make money as creators in that context, taking payments on the store. But what it also does is it enables people who don't necessarily have credit cards to purchase from LTT Store.
Right.
When we have PayPal disabled, and actually...
People rage. This is like the community would be very mad.
More recently, we encountered this when HexOS launched. Hashtag reached out to me. They were like, yeah, we had no idea how important PayPal was.
It's very important.
We didn't really have all the reconciliations figured out on the back end for like how the money was supposed to flow and how to account for it and everything. It's a thing. It's a thing because you might get money in like different currencies and stuff. Like it's a whole thing. Accepting a new payment method is not just turn on another payment method. It's not that simple. So they just like they hadn't figured out some of the back end stuff for themselves, but they were like, "F it, we'll turn it on." Because so many people were inundating them with requests.
You mean accounting?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
No, not that back end.
Yeah, I was like,
No, accounting.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're still a really small company.
Yeah.
So anyway, they were being inundated with requests to turn it on. They turned it on, and like immediately, like floodgates open because there's a lot of people who people
are completely diehard PayPal.
Use PayPal.
We've tried to get away from it before, and people were very unhappy. Like it says, if you want a really fast way to piss your users off, it's like do that. But I mean, if you independently stop using it and start shifting to other things, hey, nice. Not going to be unhappy about that.
Back-end requests, asks Krusty Trombone. Whatever did happen to the OnlyFans? Anyway, in summary, Honey bad, obviously. LTT bad, I guess.
Yeah.
Sure.
Whatever.
I fully expect that to be Dexerto's headline this time.
Linus says LTT bad.
Well, I mean, it's one of those funny things where it's like, on the one hand, they kind of try to be like real creator news or whatever and like kind of journalism. But on the other hand, they just like make obvious mistakes. Like I saw...
Isn't that journalism these days? Maybe they're legit.
Their article from last week alluded to the Gamers Nexus video that prompted Linus to step down as CEO and hire Taran Tong.
Oh, wow.
It's like...
That's not the series of events at all.
No. I actually stepped down months before.
Yeah.
But it's amazing how many people do think that because...
Well, probably more now.
Well, yeah, because they didn't bother to, like, I don't know, fact check anything, which is ironic. I definitely appreciate the irony here.
Okay, let's get Linus away from this topic.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about vacation?
No.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
Oh, okay.
Actually, it was great. One downer. Remember the RGB coat?
Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't find the right battery bank.
Oh.
I went to the Apple
it needs
Store.
A specific battery bank?
It needs a super high-powered PD battery bank. So I went to the Apple Store to try and buy the most powerful battery bank that they had in order to power it, because I wanted to wear that light-up RGB fur coat to Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat in Edinburgh. Anyway, so I go to the Apple Store and I'm like, okay, I need... well, first things first, I don't see any products in here that are third party. Do you not carry accessories? They carry accessories at my Apple Store at home. They're like, oh, we got the second floor for that. I go, oh, wow, okay. So I go upstairs, and it's all accessory land. I go and I find battery bank land, and I'm like really? Oh shoot, who was the bloody brand? Mophie. So I pick up this Mophie battery bank, which is like 200 pounds. Not weight.
No, I know.
Yeah, anyway. So it's 200 pounds.
The reaction is the same. It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. And I'm looking at the thing, I'm going, this doesn't even say like what voltages and amperages it supports. It just says, I think it said...
That's pretty basic.
Did it say 45 watts? I think it might have, but it didn't get into like exactly
Didn't break it down.
And so I go to ask someone, I'm like, hey, this seems to be a demo box because it's like a shared box for two different capacities. And she's like, no, that's the box. Like, that's the box. I'm like, that doesn't really make any sense. Can you bring me this one? The non-plus one, whatever, the smaller one? Because I didn't want to spend another 50 pounds. So she brings it to me, and no, it is not in fact the same box. It is a box for that product, but it still didn't have like the PD specs on it. And I'm like, okay, I'm pretty sure this supports PD because it's like 45 watts or whatever. But I would like to know like exactly, like it doesn't have a breakdown. She's like, well, do you need, well, it's for Mac. And I'm like, no, I mean, it doesn't matter. It's really eye-opening going shopping in like a normal store for normal people, because literally you can be an accessory salesperson at the Apple Store and not know what power delivery, like PD power delivery is, USB-C PD, because it's just for iPhone or for Mac. And if it's for iPhone, it doesn't have PD. And if it's for Mac, it has to have PD.
Right.
In fact, did it even say how many watts? I don't even remember. There was a reason that I needed more information about it. Anyway, I bought it, and unfortunately it wasn't enough. So it was like flashing, like would have been seizure inducing potentially on one side of it. So I didn't get to wear it to the Play.
Damn.
But the good news is it was
Play was awesome.
Amazing.
Let's go. Okay,
the set design and production values were like a high school musical. They were terrible. Like actually it was like we found some scraps of cloth, and we kind of stretched them out, and that's a desert now. Whatever. It was awful. But I didn't figure out until after. I didn't actually know the history of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. So it was written by Andrew Lloyd Webber, who's known for, small plays you may have never heard of, like Cats, Phantom of the Opera, things like that. But it was actually written as a high school musical.
Oh.
And it was written when he was very young. He collaborated with Tim Rice. It was only 20 minutes in its initial iteration. And it was because someone like desperately needed a play that they could put on. They were like, I don't know, some Bible story. We'll just do that. That's how it started, which I didn't know. So the more I've thought about it, the more I've gone, maybe that was
on purpose.
Maybe that was on purpose, because they clearly did not cheap out on the production overall. The cast was phenomenal. I don't think you've ever seen Joseph. Yeah, okay. Well, if you have, you'll know that the narrator is actually, in some ways, the bigger star of the show than Joseph himself. And she was fabulous. She was absolutely incredible. She crushed it. She was so funny. She actually ended up playing Jacob, Joseph's father, as well, just with like a beard. So she'd like sing his part and then sing her part. And it sounds really bad. And at that point, like very early in the play, I was still a little concerned about the like perceived production values and set design. And like, okay, so they didn't bother to cast anyone for Jacob. This is very interesting. But she absolutely killed it. Joseph was like pretty good, but it kind of doesn't really matter. And then the real reason that I was there, the real reason that I got off of my butt, got onto a plane, flew all the way to Scotland, to Edinburgh to see this, was that it was Donny Osmond's last performance. I actually didn't know until we were in the middle of his performance. He broke character. He broke the fourth wall and talked about like how emotional it was for him. Wow. And like how much he loves this show. He did 2,000 performances as Joseph back in the 90s. I saw him as Joseph in the 90s. It was one of the first musicals I saw. It's like a core memory for me because it was so good. I like bought the album in the lobby, listened to it over and over and over and over and over again. Like it was one of those things, right? So he like breaks the fourth wall, talks about how cool it is to be like back as Pharaoh now, not as Joseph. So he plays the Pharaoh, the older guy. He gives Joseph on screen. He kind of shows him, okay, here's how I did that move. And because there's like a little hip waggle that Joseph's supposed to do. And then he does his number. And then at the end of it, he goes, you guys want to see it again? And obviously the crowd, look, I'll say this. One of the most fun live viewing experiences I've ever had was watching a hockey game at the Bell Centre. Bell Centre is wild. That's the home of the Montreal Canadiens, or the Abs, excuse me, Les Abs. So the crowd's just they're incredible. They're so into it. It's like you see it like a big soccer game except hockey.
Yeah.
Okay. But I've never been to a soccer game, so I can't speak from experience. What I can say is Bell Centre, incredible atmosphere. This was like watching a theater production in the Bell Centre because the audience, like all gray hairs, like gray beards and stuff, because it's like the theater or whatever, but they were so into it. There was like 6 standing ovations throughout the play. Like they would just do a great job of a number and everyone was like, yeah, woo, yeah, like just losing it, absolutely losing it.
That's cool.
So when Donny like asked, okay, you guys want to see it again? The entire house just completely lost it. The guy is such an incredible performer. It was utterly unforgettable.
That's cool.
Amazing. And then the real reason that I even knew about this, so I didn't find out that it was his last performance until he said,
the fourth wall break.
He said like, this is it, you know? So it was so cool. They brought him back to do Pharaoh for this production. And it was so cool that I was able to be there for the last one. And, oh man, where was I going with this? Anyway, it was awesome, unforgettable. Anyway, the only reason that I knew that this was on was because Yvonne signed up for like the Andrew Lloyd Webber play, upcoming news bulletin or whatever, because I've been to New York like, I don't know, 10 times in the last decade because of work usually, but sometimes for pleasure. And I've never bothered to go see Phantom. I've been to tons of stage plays in New York. I saw Book of Mormon there. I saw Aladdin. I saw... more recently, I saw Great Gatsby. That was incredible. Probably the best stage production I've ever seen. If you're in New York, go see it now. Go see it now. Don't miss that cast. They're incredible. Anyway, but every time I'd be like, I don't know, Phantom will probably go for another 30 years anyway, so I don't really need to go see it. And then they finally closed it. So I was like, screw it. I've been meaning to see the bloody thing because it's like iconic, right? So anyway, the only reason I knew was because she found out about Joseph as like a footnote on the, hey, Phantom's playing in London like thing. And so it just worked out that way. And then so we left Edinburgh and we went to London to see Phantom, and Phantom was like totally overrated. It was completely like the cast did a great job. Like the singing was incredible.
Is that the first time you've seen Phantom?
I'd never seen it.
Okay.
Yeah. So
my parents saw Phantom forever ago and they really liked it.
Yeah. If you're into opera, I imagine that would help a little bit.
I don't know if they are, to be honest.
But I just didn't. I didn't really. Yeah, I didn't. It didn't really do it for me. Maybe it's just showing its age a little bit. Maybe part of it was coming off the high of seeing Joseph the previous day. Like I saw Hadestown in New York as well, and it's so well reviewed. It's so popular. But I saw it the night after I saw Great Gatsby, and Great Gatsby just absolutely crushes it. Like it's not even close. So that may be a problem. Yeah. People are talking about like plays that they like. Yeah, I saw Wicked down in Seattle when they were touring. That was so good. I haven't seen the movie yet.
I saw Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe as a kid, and that sold me. I had to read the books. I got into Turkish Delight.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Huh, interesting. When we read Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe in elementary school, like my teacher read it to us as part of just, I don't know, literature, I guess, because people used to read books. She brought in Turkish Delight at the end so that we could all try it. And we universally thought it was kind of not very great.
Did you have rose?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, there's some that have like good flavors, and then there's rose. And rose is like fairly traditional, but it's terrible.
Oh, interesting.
They flavor it off of roses. Like, I don't know who thought that was a good idea.
Yeah, okay.
Some people are probably going to be mad now, but like the rose ones taste like trash.
Fair enough.
I don't know. Rose water flavor. Yeah, like, I don't know. Ugh.
Cool.
Turkish Delight tastes like old lady's perfume. So that's the rose stuff. You got to get other stuff.
Rose water is very common in old Ottoman cuisine. Yeah. Fascinating.
Turkish, old Ottoman makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, cool. What else are we supposed to be talking about? Oh, Dan. That was topic 2. Is there anything else to talk about in vacation? Edinburgh's amazing. London.
Did you do anything else than check out plays? You were there for
I was there for 2 days.
Oh.
So we did check out the Christmas market.
Travel time, I guess. Yeah.
So we did check out the Christmas market. We did go see the big castle in Edinburgh. That was it. We only saw the outside. They had like sold out for the day, but we walked the like Royal Mile thing and checked out some of the shops. Bought Yvonne a nice toque because the toque she brought with her was making her forehead itchy. And I was like, I mean, we're in like land of Kashmir. So like, I don't know, get a nice toque.
Get a cool toque.
Yeah. Sure. So we did that. Had some good food. Edinburgh, amazing. London, I don't know, it's a big city. It doesn't do much. It doesn't do much for me, but I'm sure that I didn't go to Buckingham Palace. I don't really like care about the royals or anything. So it's all about like what you're into. You know, I was really surprised at how much Harry Potter there still is over there. Like you cannot go anywhere without tripping over a bakery that's selling cupcakes with golden snitches on them, or like
there's a lot of tourism for it.
Is there still?
Because they have like I don't know, whatever.
Isn't Harry Potter like dead at this point? Like didn't Voldemort kill him? You know?
No.
No, right. Because he killed his own soul, which was in front of Harry.
Or something.
But it like made Harry dead for a bit. And then Dumbledore was there, but death is permanent. That's pretty well established in that universe. So how he was talking to Dumbledore, I don't know. Maybe it was a hallucination. It doesn't matter. Magic. Spoilers. Come on, you guys. Stop it.
Get over it.
Oh, no.
Stop. It's all right. But yeah, no, I don't think so, to be honest. I don't think it's over at all.
But Fantastic Beasts was so bad.
Yeah, but then you look at like what was that game that no one's allowed to talk about that came out like 2 years ago or something?
Hogwarts Legacy?
And it sold like the most of anything that year, but no one reported on it.
And then it was like completely absent at the Game Awards and everything.
Yeah. But it sold like crazy.
Oh, I know.
Like that's absolutely true. Like crazy. People are still into the universe.
I tried to play it. I didn't really enjoy it.
I don't want to.
I got a couple hours in.
The creator.
I think games have just gotten too complicated for me. Like there's like
because you want to be able to dive in and dive out.
Yeah, there's so many different controls, and then I went like 3 weeks without playing it because
that's yeah.
And then I tried to get back into it. I was trying to play. Yvonne and I started Unravel 2, and so far in one native like gaming session, we managed the tutorial. And then now we're going to go to jump back into it. And I'm like, oh my God. So you can like hitch a ride and you hold the trigger to like hold on to the thing and to swing the thing. And like, oh, okay. What happened to like B is jump, A is spinny jump, Y is run, and X is just like kind of an extra button because we just didn't really need 4 buttons because our last console had 2 buttons. Like I don't know.
Guys, there's people debating. I didn't say it was fun or not. All I said was it sold a lot. Relax. This is why no one can talk about that game. Why?
Why do you hate hamburgers?
You poked the bear. This is what you get.
Why do you hate hamburgers that became hot dogs?
What?
Let's go ahead and move on.
Let's leave immediately.
Dan, what are we talking about?
Why don't we do merch messages and some announcements and get some more topics in?
Sure. Come on, that's funny.
All I said was it sold a lot.
It's funny, isn't it?
You can go the other way too.
If I'm canceled, like, you're out of work anyway. You might as well get canceled with me.
I don't think that's how that works.
It doesn't matter at that point.
Proxy cancel.
My goodness.
Oh, man. Okay, merch messages. So the way merch messages work, if you guys want to interact with the show, the best way is a merch message. You head to LTTStore.com, add something to your cart, you'll get a little box there that sends us a merch message. It goes to producer Dan, who will reply to it himself. Give him something to do. He was sitting there looking distinctly unbusy.
Forlorn.
He'll forward it to someone who can help you. He'll pop it up down there at the bottom of the screen, or he will curate it for me and Luke to respond to on the show. While you guys think of some good merch messages, why don't I tell you about a few announcements?
What are you getting?
We have a new product. It's the long sleeve hooded t-shirt. Oh, he's wearing it already. Look at that. It's your favorite t-shirt reimagined. All the lightweight comfort of our custom tees combined with the versatility of a hoodie. It's great for wearing on its own or layering under a t-shirt like all the cool kids do at the skate park. And you know it's from LTT Store because it even has custom... Oh, these are so cool.
They are pretty cool.
It even has custom printing, okay, on the drawstrings that say, "Do not drop." Very, very très cute. There, you can kind of make it out there. I mean, it's our typical stealthy branding. Just got a cute little, like, kind of retro pink and blue LTT logo on the bottom. And that is about it. We like to keep things pretty stealthy around here. lmg.gg/hooded tee. But if long sleeve hooded tees aren't your thing, we just want to let you know that the LTT modmat is coming soon, and we mean it this time. You can sign up to be notified exactly when it drops at lmg.gg/modmat. There's a couple samples behind us, that we can show off if we wish. Dan, do you want to go ahead and copy the link to all of the various chats?
Sure thing.
One's in the tube.
Yeah, do you want to show the tube?
Tube.
Packaging designed by the one, the only, Miss Sarah Butt. I believe. I'm pretty sure she did it. It looks like she did it. Now this is going to be pretty embarrassing for me if she didn't do it.
It's a fairly tight fit, which is why I think they gave us one not in the tube.
Yes. Sorry. So okay, I'll show that one. So it looks a little something like this. Note the high quality printing. This is truly a class-leading product. We're really excited about this one. Let's just go to the wide cam because it's pretty big. It's got all the various information that you guys would want. We've got a nice little legend up here with a legend for wiring diagrams. So you've got like resistor, capacitor, fuse, microphone. We've got all the various resistance values and stuff like that. Color coding and there you go over there. Got a spot to put your LTT screwdriver. Got a spot to put your precision screwdriver. We've got a QR code. That's a mystery what that does. We'll figure that out later. We've also got a legend for or a little guide for what size your motherboard is. If you don't know where your motherboard packaging is and you can't tell. Radiator size guide, so you can just throw a radiator on there, see how big it is, 120, 140. It's mostly just for fun, or I mean maybe you don't know that, I don't know. Fan size guide, this one's actually very useful. I can't tell if it's a 120 or a 140, boom, put it down on there on the color coded dots and you will know for sure. We've also got wiring diagrams for all your various PC connectors. We've got a screw thread guide. This one's really, man, we spent so much time on this one making sure that it is actually like very representative so you can really tell what screws you're supposed to use for what. That is such a novice PC building headache. It's figuring out exactly what screw goes into what. Tubing size guide, M.2 size guide, including all the different keys, PCIe slot guide, CPU size guide, including thermal paste outlines, as well as a RAM module guide, which even includes LP Cam 2 and Cam 2. So we tried to make it as comprehensive as possible. Super high quality and very aggressive pricing. Pineapple asks, solder proof. What we will say is it is as solder resistant as any other mod mat that we have compared it against, and we have compared it against many. Nothing is solder proof. I would say solder quite proof. Soldering iron, watch your step. It is quite stain resistant too, which is something that is very, very exciting for us, especially when we compare to some of the competing products out there that honestly look like shit immediately if you get anything on them. So it's not going to be perfect. It still does have some texture to it because we want it to be nice and grippy, but it is much, much easier to clean. Etherplane asks, print comes off or no? Well, the print comes off of anything if you try hard enough. I don't think we would ever advertise something as the print never comes off, but it is quite resistant. Yeah, it's pretty resilient. All right. Sweet. What else we got? Oh, yeah, one last thing. How do you like your pencils?
Yeah.
Oh, the cat's out of the bag. We're making a mechanical pencil version of the scribedriver. I definitely leaked this at some point. Oh, that's right. I think I did. But anyway, before we actually go to production, we want to make sure we're making the pencil you want. Oh, no. We're letting them decide? Dan's not even reading along with us in the doc, I don't think.
No, I'll post it. Do you want me to post it?
Yeah, do it. The question is simple. Do you prefer 0.5 millimeter or 0.7 millimeter lead? Please only answer if you have an actual preference. Otherwise, maybe just don't. That would be great.
People are going to anyways. That's
Yeah,
not how
well.
polls work.
Well, see, I knew this was going to happen. Okay, well,
Is there a Firefox option?
stop.
I took it seriously for once because this is important, Luke.
Yeah, all right. It looks like about 60-40 for 0.5 mil. That makes sense. I was always a 0.7 millimeter kid, but I was like careless and would always break the 0.5 mils. So I always kind of had this perception that 0.7 millimeters for like careless children and 0.5 millimeters for like, writing finely and like, being an adult. So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
All
maybe
the
I'm wrong.
0.7 voters are like, oh.
Excuse me. Did he just say what I thought he did? Cancel it again!
I am
Cancel
not
him
a
harder!
careless child.
A child lead size.
0.9 for life. I've never even heard of 0.9. Is that a thing?
Chunky.
Go figure. All right. Linus breaking the lead is so in character for him. Yeah, well. All right, Dan, hit us with a merch message.
Sure.
Let's do this thing.
Oh my gosh. Hi, DLL and the Funky Bunch. With games like Assassin's Creed, Shadows, and Cyberpunk coming to Mac and iPad, do you see a bright future for gaming on Apple devices?
Yes. As long as you don't want to play all the games. It's kind of like I see a bright future for gaming on Nintendo.
As long as you're one of like 4 people that still buy Ubisoft games.
Yeah. As long as you like the games for that platform, then awesome. But I do not see an end to the x86 PC's dominance when it comes to gamer choice anytime soon. It just doesn't seem like there's meaningful progress being made there. And there is progress, but when I say meaningful progress, you're not going to port the entire back catalog. You're not going to have that breadth of support from new titles.
Cyberpunk came out a little over 4 years ago, too. I was going to say 5 because it came out in 2020, but it came out in December 10th of 2020. So
yeah,
like,
okay.
I don't know, whatever.
I think that's 4.
So to be a happy, confident Apple gamer, I think I would also want games to come out on my platform when they come out on other platforms.
Yeah, and not be like removed from my platform. Like, didn't Rocket League get straight up removed from Mac?
Was that when they got bought out?
I don't remember what happened. Yeah, the Mac OS and Linux SteamOS versions are no longer updated or supported. You may still be able to download these versions, but some features, etc., etc., etc.
Oof.
Big yikes. So that's not great for gaming on Mac. League of Legends also dead. Yeah, that's probably a little bit more topical and relevant.
Whoa.
What's up?
League of Legends being killed. That's a huge player base.
Yeah, it's huge.
Rocket League is pretty solid as well, but League of Legends is massive.
I don't think you can really make an argument that, a platform, a mouse keyboard platform where you can't play League of Legends is like highly relevant.
Yeah, that's rough.
I don't know. Apple's got this bizarre relationship with like gaming and game developers and
Always
gamers. No, they haven't always have. Mac was the gaming platform for like desktops in the early days.
Halo?
Da, 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 da.
It didn't come out.
Da, 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 da. Yeah, it was supposed to though.
Yeah.
And dude, like so many, my friend had a Mac. His dad had a Mac when I was in like elementary school. And like they had so many better games. I was like, this is.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, I was like,
I
this
didn't
is
even
awesome.
notice. We had no real exposure to Mac. Not just because like my parents didn't have any, but like I didn't know anyone with one.
No, gaming on a Mac was like sick.
Oh.
And they like talked about gaming in their keynotes and stuff.
Mist was a big one because Mac was like the first CD drive, right?
And then now you watch their keynotes. You watch these old boomers trying to talk about gaming. They have no fucking idea what they're talking about.
Despite having the biggest gaming base because of iPhone.
It's bizarre.
Yeah.
It's bizarre. It's like they just see it in terms of like revenue numbers. They don't. I'm not convinced that any of them actually play video games. Yeah, dude, like people are talking like Oregon Trail was on Mac. Yeah, 100%. Let's play some Odell Lake.
This is all.
Let's go. There's a reference you wouldn't have expected.
To be clear, this is all like 30 years ago.
I know, but I'm just saying, you said always. We talked about this on WAN show recently.
Words have meaning.
Words have meanings. Always means always.
Yeah, fair
and
enough.
it was not always the case.
Video games are for 0.7 millimeter lead enjoyers. That's why they're not on Mac. We're still about 60-40 pulls over.
You'd probably have to be a lead enjoyer to buy a Mac for gaming these days.
It tastes so good.
Hey. Dan wants the 0.9 because it gets has the most calories.
Got to keep up my winter weight.
All right.
Oh no.
How about another?
Yeah.
Sure. Hey, Lute, Lyre, and Drums. That's a new one. I like that.
Nice.
What's your best 3-person video game? I have 2 buddies that play frequently, but squads are almost always 4 people. Replacing Screwdriver because I lost the first one in the woods.
Warhammer 40k is 3 people. Rocket League is 3 people.
It'd be terrible if we didn't mention Trine, but
Trine is old.
I mean, there's 4 of them.
It's good though.
Yeah, they're pretty samey.
They are pretty samey. But I wouldn't play them close together.
There's lots of 4-player games you can totally enjoy as 3 players. Like Towerfall's super fun.
There's even 5-player games
players.
you can queue as 3.
Best 3-person video game.
Someone said Overcooked. Yeah, that would work.
There are 5 Trines? Oh, well, shows you what I know.
My goodness.
Again,
just don't play them too close to each other. They're very samey.
Yeah.
They're good though, but just spread them out.
Shredder's Revenge, TMNT Shredder's Revenge. Yeah, you could totally play it with 3 people. It was disappointingly not that hard.
And it's
short.
easy.
Yeah, but you can turn it up to like hardcore mode though,
Okay.
which we didn't do because we were playing with children.
Right.
Baldur's Gate 3. There's no real reason you couldn't do a 3-person playthrough. I wouldn't call it a 3-person video game.
Yes.
It's
in my opinion, it's best with 2 or 4. But you could totally do a 3-person playthrough for sure. Especially if you have like one person who knows the game and they run 2 of the characters and then 2 newer players play the other 2. 4 players is Helldivers. Yeah, but you could still do 3 just fine. I used to play Helldivers with 2 people. It's fine.
Wow. I think you're just not being very.
But you could pull in randoms as well.
This
so you
guy,
can play the two of you in randoms.
His elite gamer privilege is showing. Like, yeah, I don't know. You could just like solo like final end game raids in WoW, right? Like I just do it by myself, so you can too. This guy. Apparently, Dream Daddy, a dad dating simulator, is 3-player. No, this is single player, you guys. Don't even.
Polycool Daddy Simulator? Sure.
That's the sequel.
I don't know. This can't be that bad. It's from Game Grumps.
Look if you soloed Vault of Glass. I don't even know what that is.
So you play as a dad and your goal is to meet and romance other hot dads. No, this could be that bad. Okay. Well, anyway, let's move on. Yeah, sure. Let's do another topic. What do you want to talk about? Do you want to talk about how Half-Life 3 is really totally definitely happening this time?
For sure it is. Yep.
Okay, go for it.
Signs point to the possibility of Valve working on the long-awaited third entry to the second most influential FPS franchise in gaming history, Half-Life.
Hold on a second.
Who wrote this? I think David.
Is he just trying to troll people?
I'm not sure, but
he's got to be trying to troll people. There's no way. There's no way.
What's the most influential then?
I don't know. You could argue
Halo?
No.
Halo changed.
What?
Halo changed first-person shooters forever.
Stop.
Doom?
Yeah, maybe Doom. I can see Doom.
Doom created first-person shooters more effectively. They existed, but
yeah, I don't know. There's arguments to be made for a lot of the early stuff. Like Unreal definitely changed multiplayer.
Yes.
Quake changed multiplayer in a big way. Quake basically created multiplayer arena shooter, didn't it? I'm trying to remember. I wasn't a gamer back then, so
yeah. This
is all just based on what I know and remember.
Ricochet 2. Ricochet 2 is definitely the most influential first-person shooter of all time. I do agree. Judge and Flopine Chat. Anyways, moving on before that it goes crazy. YouTuber and semi-reliable source of Valve leaks, Gabe Follower, has made a video claiming Valve is working on the Half-Life universe again with some moderately convincing evidence. 1, undiscovered Source 2 engine updates that more fit a Half-Life game than any current Valve game. 2, pointing out new dev commentary in the 20th anniversary update that mentions fixing a problem in a future installment. Okay. And more importantly, 3, claims from an insider that Valve is actively playtesting a new Half-Life with friends and family.
Okay, can I interject for a moment? I mean, you interjected a lot of times earlier, so I feel like I'm owed one. Is it not more likely that we're just going to get Project Deckard with Half-Life Alyx 2? Because Valve needs to sell some VR headsets. Like, come on. We're not getting Half-Life 3, you guys. Anyway, carry on.
G-Man / Barney Calhoun voice actor has pointed out his...
Has also posted his first
non-reply tweet, since the release of Half-Life Alyx. A cryptic video using the G-Man voice referencing unexpected surprises in the future. The actor has previously told US Gamer that he had recently worked on a blast from the past that he would announce on my Twitter feed when I'm allowed to.
This is all sounding a lot more like a remaster or something than now.
Yeah. After 8 years, Valve has finished the TF2 comic series with a final installment with small references to the Half-Life universe. Valve has been on a huge hiring spree for Project White Sands and has brought back ex-staff who worked on Half-Life 2, Left 4 Dead, and Portal. Maybe the Aperture Science story thread in Half-Life 2 Episode 2 can be paid off with a portal gun in Gordon Freeman's hand.
Who wrote this story?
Wow.
Are you just fanficking?
We're getting Artifact 2.
Oh wow. Artifact 2.
Oh, this is going to be sick.
This
Amazing.
This is David.
I like this one.
This is David.
Here's
our discussion question. Linus, why do you hate Half-Life 2? And follow up, why are you so wrong?
Yeah, that's an interesting question.
I don't hate Half-Life 2. It's one of the few shooter games I've actually played all the way through. I played Half-Life 2, I played Episode 1, I played Episode 2. The only one I've said I couldn't finish is Half-Life 1 because I didn't go back and try to play it until I'd already completed Half-Life 2. And it didn't age particularly. Yeah, it didn't age particularly well. I could probably list first-person shooter games that I've actually played an entire campaign on 2 hands. So Far Cry 1,
great game.
Doom, around that time Doom,
okay.
whatever that one was, I forget. Yeah. Half-Life 2, Fear. I played that one that you made me play, Titanfall 2.
That was a good game.
Great
game.
Okay, what else is there?
Really solid game.
Portal.
Also, every time Steam has a sale, Titanfall 2 goes on sale for like $3. If you haven't bought it, just buy it when it's on sale. It's a great single-player game. Do it.
Halo 1. Have I actually played through the single-player campaign? I think so. Maybe. Possibly. Oh, it would have been... Yeah, no, I think I did. What else we got? BioShock. Yes, I did play through BioShock. I may have even dragged myself through BioShock 2, but I'm not sure if I finished it. It was terrible. No, not Fire, Crystal.
I liked
Fear.
I wasn't that into 2, but I liked Infinite.
Oh,
whatever it's called.
I played one of the Deus Ex games all the way through. I think it was like
Machina?
it was supposed to be one of the bad ones or whatever, but I came into the franchise later, so I enjoyed it just fine. Maybe it was that one. It was probably one of the Deus Ex ones. And I have actually never played a Battlefield or Call of Duty campaign all the way through. I just didn't participate in gaming at that time, I guess. So we're at 9.
They're good, like Marvel movie-esque campaigns, if that makes sense. There's no real like substance to them.
I don't think I ended up beating
solid.
Borderlands. I got bored of Diablo first-person shooter edition.
Yeah,
I couldn't finish it.
I think I've tried a couple of them. I've never beat any of them because I get partway through it. I'm just like, all right.
Yep, this is Diablo, all right.
Yep.
Crisis, yes. Oh, okay, we're over 10.
You beat Crisis?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Crisis 2. I might have actually played all the way through Crisis 3 as well. Definitely Crisis 1 and Crisis 2. I did very much enjoy those.
I know a lot of people that played it, but not that many people that actually like finished it.
Why?
I don't know.
I actually, I've seen that feedback, whether it's 1 or 2, I can't remember, but people are like, yeah, when the aliens show up, it gets stupid.
I was going to say when the enemies changed, but I didn't remember what they changed to.
I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
I mean, you have the same problem in Far Cry. It's the exact same problem. Have you ever played the original Far Cry?
I've watched you play it, but no.
Yeah, it's the exact same problem. You start out fighting, well, I don't know, are you going to play it?
Probably not.
Okay, whatever. You start out fighting humans, and then you end up fighting like these.
This happens in like
these insufferable, like rocket absorbing monsters. Like you can hit them in the face with a rocket like 3 times. It's like, okay, they're made of flesh and bone. Like, come on.
It should still work. This is such a consistent theme, and I don't know why. I find it interesting that Warhammer Space Marine 40K 2, whatever, it does it the other way around. You start fighting the weird aliens. And then you end the game fighting more humanoid things, and it starts weaker and ends stronger. It's like, what?
Sure.
Okay.
I don't count Shadow of the Tomb Raider. That's third person. But I did finish that. Man, I really don't play that many games. Like, that's like every shooter game that I've played in the last 25 years.
Steam told me that you bought Slay the Spire.
I did. I haven't played it yet, though. I was busy beating you to the end of Final Fantasy VI.
Did you already beat it?
I haven't beaten it yet.
Okay.
It's, I don't know if this is because of some of the balance issues in the Pixel remaster. There are some significant balance issues, though.
In a makes it harder or makes it easier way?
Both. I've noticed some stuff in the Pixel remaster, so I don't know if it's because of that, or I don't know if it's because of my nostalgia glasses fading, but it may not be as good of a game as I remember it being. Like there's so the Pixel remaster has some very serious issues. I don't know if it's caused by me setting the battle rate too fast, but it seems like when I changed it, it didn't get fixed. And I also have it set to active because I want a bit of a challenge. But I've noticed that there are certain effects, like poison, for instance. The tick rate for it is obscene. So this probably won't spoil too much, but there's a boss at some point that can grab you and hold you.
I think it's already happened.
No, it probably hasn't.
Really?
Yeah.
Doesn't the tentacle guy do that?
Wait, where are you at?
I fought him like twice or something, I think.
Oh, him, Ultros. Okay, sure. Anyway, there's some boss at some point who can grab you and hold on to you, and the tick for the damage is like obscene. So I got annihilated in that fight like 4 times in a row, never even really getting a chance to even hit anything. And Theola says maybe you need to cap your frame rate. But like really a PC release?
In 2020 whatever.
You would be very surprised.
Why?
Because
it is so standard it still happens.
Because that is embarrassing.
Oh yeah,
like that is straight up embarrassing if that's caused by the frame rate being higher. Why wouldn't everyone use time always forever?
Because it's harder. It's very lazy.
It's not that much harder.
You just go.
It's really not that much harder.
That's it.
Anyway. I've encountered a lot of stuff that's just kind of broken. Like we talked about some of it last week where Cayenne or Cyan or whatever, his sword techniques, or Bushido is what it's called now. There's supposed to be a penalty for performing the higher tier ones. And they're just, isn't. I don't know, man. Yeah. Cool. Anyway, I don't want to spend a bunch of time talking about Final Fantasy VI again this week, but I will beat you to the end.
I have
made
if you
no
had to
progress.
Guess, if you had to guess, how many hours do you think I have left? I have no idea, but like...
well, where are you at?
Same spot.
You haven't touched it?
With the family...
Again?
Family games.
Again?
My brother and I beat Act 2 in Baldur's Gate 3. We beat Warhammer 40k. And we got from the meadows to the plains in Valheim.
This is like when I ask my kids
break.
why they haven't eaten their broccoli. And they're all like, well, I ate my rice and I ate my meat and I ate my bubble gum. It's like, I didn't ask about any of those things. I asked, why didn't you eat your broccoli?
My current plan
eat your gaming broccoli.
Is I don't like Las Vegas. I don't gamble. I don't bet. I don't do any of that kind of stuff. I have something going on.
You're going to end up socializing.
With who? No one's even going to be there.
Is Wendell going?
Not on, no. First of all, no.
Oh, all right.
Second of all...
Then you may actually get some gaming done.
Because on Sunday, no one's going to be there. I'm going down there to film something on Saturday, and then I just have to wait on Sunday. I don't like the city that I'm going to be in, so I'm probably just going to play Final Fantasy in the hotel room all day.
Okay. I'll probably still be ahead of you.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Is that many hours ahead?
Yeah, I put like 32 hours into it or something. Don't worry about it. And realistically, I know the game better and can probably beat it in fewer hours than you. So that's going to be a challenge, I guess. For you.
I often don't know where the heck I'm going, and I don't want to look things up as much as possible. So I'm often like, what?
Without spoiling anything, that gets way worse.
Okay.
Way worse.
Oh no.
Cool.
I'm having that problem literally right now. The point of the game where I stopped was because I was looking around for I think it was 10 or 15 minutes. I could not for the life of me figure out where I was supposed to go.
When you're supposed to go to the Imperial camp, to go to the sealed gate.
Yeah.
When I was a child and I didn't have the internet or a guidebook or anything like that, I spent literally hours figuring that out. Hours and hours. I went to every city on the entire map multiple times trying to figure out what would trigger anything new to happen.
When you get completely freed with the airship, and so I've gone to the gate thing, the thing happened, we're out, I'm supposed to do the next step, and then they just let you free on the map with the airship. I literally had an immediate sense of dread. Because I was like, there's no bounds now. You gave me one line of where I'm supposed to go, and I didn't recognize where that was. And now you're just like, good luck. What does that mean? I also don't remember what you said. So,
yeah.
What?
You can't replay cutscenes.
No.
Heaven forbid you be able to do that.
Sounds like you need some yellow paint. Yeah, to be honest, a little bit of yellow paint would be okay right now. I wouldn't mind a little bit of yellow paint. Anyways.
So Half-Life 3. Good luck, everybody. It's not going to be Half-Life 3. It's going to be Alex 2, or it's going to be a remaster or something.
Yeah.
Valve doesn't make new Half-Life games.
WebDev says 70% of forum traffic is LLM training bots.
Would we have any way of corroborating that?
Oh,
what do you think? LTT forum would almost certainly get crawled.
Yeah. Is it worth it? We can try.
Worth what?
We can look into it.
No, I wouldn't spend resources on it. I'm just idly curious.
I just I don't even know. It probably wouldn't be that hard. But is it worth spending any amount of time?
Probably not.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I feel like that's one of the things that happens when you become sort of a medium-sized, larger company is you just people ask a question.
Stop doing so many things.
And then you just you just start asking questions and then assigning resources to them because you just kind of have all these resources, and then you end up just not actually doing anything because finding out if our forum is being crawled by training bots is what does that inform for our decision-making process?
What are we going to do?
Yeah,
what are we going to do about it?
We're not going to do anything.
Yeah. Anyways, Diaspora developer Dennis Schubert was investigating...
Diaspora.
Diaspora.
That's fine.
It's not diaspora?
I don't think so.
I've heard it. Okay. Diaspora developer Dennis Schubert was investigating load spikes on a Diaspora project web infrastructure, and on investigation discovered a significant majority of the 11.3 million web requests handled in a 60-day period.
You're right. It's Diaspora?
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Good job.
Got him. The 11.3 million web requests handled in a 60-day period were from LLM training bots. The bots crawl and recrawl multiple times a day and aren't smart about what they crawl. At one point, ChatGPT and Amazon were crawling the entire edit history of Diaspora's wiki, every single diff, every single page, often more than 10 requests per second.
Wow.
To compare, responsible bots, like those for Google or Bing search, accounted for just 0.28% of Diaspora's web. Now I think about it every time I read the word.
Sorry, I screwed it up for everyone. I ruined it all. Step down, Adam, because Linus ruins everything.
Is that a dated reference now? I don't even know. The bots ignore robots.txt, which you can think of as the house rules for any web server that can ask web bots to honor. Attempts to slow or stop, and they generally did in the past, attempts to slow or stop the bots just result in them disguising their user agents and taking other evasive actions. Diaspora is a decentralized social media platform that calls itself the online social world where you are in control.
I think our discussion question needs some help, but I mean, I think basically our discussion question here is,
what do we do?
Is Pandora's box just open at this point? It surprises me a little bit that anyone is bothering to sign licensing deals with platforms like Reddit. I think the only reason they're bothering is that Reddit has the financial resources to potentially fight them in court for years and years and win some kind of settlement.
Don't, which is exactly the reason why we were discussing, like, do we look into this? No, because what are we going to do?
Nothing.
Yeah.
And trying to stop them just has them disguise their user agents and take other evasive actions. Realistically, they've gone up against more sophisticated administrators than us, no offense, who have more time to fight this stuff.
Like when we look at the cost of running the forum, the second we start investigating this, we have lost money.
Oh, yeah. Dude, the forum is like... I'm not sure why we bother anymore at this point. Like, most of them seem to hate me anyway, so it's just like,
how's that feel? Paying for the hosting of a community that generally doesn't like you. Moving on.
Yeah, at least Reddit's free.
Yeah, right. You don't have to pay to keep that going. Oh man, amazing.
That's great.
Are we doing more topics?
I do. Just to be clear, I'm mostly being facetious. I do think that it is a small minority of active users that are drinking the haterade, and I also think that there's an influx of new users who are just looking to participate anytime that there's something resembling a scandal, even if it's a complete nothing burger. And they tend to kind of show up at those times. It's been really interesting watching how much noise there has been about the honey scandal, and I'm going to use that in finger quotes because it had nothing to do with us.
Despite a lack of impact.
Compared to the impact on sort of any other aspect of anything. Because a lot of the time, if people are legitimately upset about something, like if we upload a video to Floatplane that accidentally left the sponsor spots in, like we might see like a dip in Floatplane subscribers, or if we upload a sponsored video to the YouTube channel that people think is just like too shilly or something like that. Because we've done stuff like that in the past. We're always trying to find the right balance, but we don't always nail it. And I've been upfront about that. You might see a reduction in engagement over the next couple of days or weeks or months or whatever. But this one, in spite of how broad and how loud and how angry people have been, it appears to be two perfect circles. The people who actually engage with us and care about LTT and Linus Media Group and all of those various things, And the
Just
people
loud
who
people on the
actually
internet.
think that this is like a scandal that reflects
I think
poorly on
it's-
us in any way.
I think it's a lot of people that just go from thing to thing that they can yell about, and that's their entertainment when they get home.
It seems like it.
Yeah.
It seems like it. And there have definitely been times when those circles have overlapped.
Oh, yeah.
When there's actually
For sure.
been people who are angry about it who
That's
do
probably
engage
when
with
it's
us.
more real.
Well, no, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But this one seems like the most separated.
Disconnected, yeah.
Like we've maybe got like these lines like kind of touch, and there's like dozens
right.
of people that
Because I'm sure there's some. Yeah.
that are newly hate us because of this.
Yeah.
It just feels like everyone who was going to hate us hates us already at this point. And it's actually liberating. I think I've talked about this before a little bit lately, where it feels like we've survived enough scandals that like we'd have to have an actual scandal, like a real one for it to kind of drum up like new hate. It's just old hate that's being sort of refreshed now. It's like, oh, he hates ad block. It's like I don't care about it. I always told you guys, you use it, you don't use it, you make your choice.
It's on you. Just make your own.
Yeah.
Build your own priorities. Whatever.
CWP, Linus is actually the mastermind behind Honey.
Oh, wow.
I wish I'd thought of it. I'd be a billionaire.
Yeah.
Dude. Like, honestly.
It'd be a big jerk,
Oh, man,
though.
dude. I
Big mean guy.
had an idea, and you know about this already. I had an idea that literally would have made us $1 billion. I think you know the one I'm talking about.
What?
The one I was talking to you and Taryn about.
Oh!
Yeah, thank you. Finally. Jeez, we got there.
How does that? What is that?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, maybe we might not do charades that well.
Yeah, that's fine.
man.
We don't need to do that. Anyway, the point is, whether it's like, Linus
Oh,
Coin.
I forgot to tell you about this. There is absolutely a platform that does that, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Okay, good. Anyway, the point is, I wish them luck.
And they're killing it. So you're completely right.
So, anywho, like we've definitely had ideas before that I think are probably not as bad as what PayPal Honey is doing here necessarily.
How
At
much
least
money would we have if we actually did that VPN?
yeah, I know. There's been plenty of opportunities, but I don't actually wish I'd thought of it. Because there's been times when we've thought of stuff that would have made us actually obscene amounts of money, and we have made the active decision that no, we actually do make enough money, and
We need to not do that.
it's more important for the world that is not done by us, because someone will probably do it at some point anyway. But
Yep.
but whether it's Hawk to a Girl with her rug pull recently or thing you're talking about.
Linus Coin's rug pull would have been cooler. I don't know why.
No, we wanted to call it drop coin. Because the value would drop.
Yeah.
We were going to be. I don't know if you guys are new. You won't remember this obviously.
This was a
'cause
pretty funny idea.
You weren't there for it, but we talked about doing an ICO and being completely upfront, calling it rug coin or calling it drop coin or calling it something like that, where we're just yeah, we're gonna
This is
spike
not going to the moon.
Yeah, we're gonna spike the crap out of this thing. We're gonna do an ICO. If you guys are in at the absolute ground floor, you're gonna make a killing. You probably won't
If you sell fast enough.
because we're gonna be the ones that are gonna rug pull it faster than anyone else could possibly know, because we're gonna keep 90% of it for ourselves, like every smart initial coin offering scheme does. And it's going to be a disaster for everyone who buys into it. Let's go.
And we would have made so much money.
People would have totally done it anyway, because people would have just bought $5 worth of it for the memes.
I'll be the one that sells at the right time. It'll be me.
Mashy Sly Fox says it was and still is hilarious.
No bad things ever happen to me.
LT to a coin, please. No, we shouldn't do that. It's a bad idea. It would be a heck of a way to retire, though. Retirement coin.
Just
It's like, whose retirement? Mine or yours?
How much?
Let's find out.
How much am I worthy of retirement? That's how much you should spend on this coin.
Oh my god!
Put the entire company's pension plan into it.
Yeah.
Actual retirement.
Yeah, and there would be no tech offerings, which I think people have given up on that at this point.
Tech offerings?
Yeah, like at the beginning of ICOs, it was all like, oh, this one's going to be good because it'll have lower transaction fees because people are actually totally going to use it. Wink, wink, wink. And now no one cares.
Right.
It's all just theme it around something fun and then try to convince people to go to the moon and sell before it does.
You know what's crazy is my brother-in-law actually works for a company that actually has a value to their coin. No.
How old is it?
How old is it?
How many years have they been around?
It's this thing. It's this like drone mapping thing.
What?
So you fly your drone, which you want to do anyway, and you get you get their like crypto coin or whatever
For mapping stuff?
Yeah.
What is it worth?
It actually seems to be like doing pretty good because they have actual clients that pay actual money for the maps.
I hate this because this is actually probably pretty cool.
It's really cool.
And there are legitimate uses for this type of stuff.
They have significantly downplayed the cryptoness.
That's probably a good idea.
The blockchainness of the product.
That's probably a good idea.
But it is using blockchain technology and it is achieving something actually valuable, which is extremely high resolution imagery. They've got a really good... where is it? It was actually a different news article. It wasn't on their site where they show like a side by side of like satellite imagery versus their imagery. And it's like obviously way better because it's from people, it's from individual drone operators flying their drones around. And so it's like, it's a win-win because it's something these guys want to do anyway. People love an excuse to fly their drones around. These guys are getting this highly detailed mapping data, and then companies and cities, any organization that's willing to pay for this high resolution map imagery is winning as well. I won't talk about much of it because I have no idea what he's told me is in confidence or whatever else. But that's the high level of what these guys are doing.
It's kind of frustrating because blockchain tech is really cool.
Yeah.
But it's like hard to be excited about because there are so many scams.
Yeah, it's like not every blockchain project is a scam. Yeah. But every scammer is in on blockchain.
Which is rough because then when people do actually do cool things with it, which I mean that seems cool. I don't know, it's not an endorsement. I've never seen it before. There's so much negativity around it because they get associated with the incredible amount of the huge ocean full of scammers. I do hope one day we can get past that, but honestly, I don't know that we can. I think there will always be scammers in blockchain. And
this is pretty cool.
Too many of them.
Property assessment, situational awareness for fire and police, disaster response. Assessing infrastructure. Yeah, it's super cool.
Disaster response, especially trying to figure out what something was supposed to look like.
Yeah.
Before it got swept away in a flood or something.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm super happy for him. Super proud of him. He's worked super hard to get get this to where it is. It's a long story. That's his story to tell. But definitely super cool. It's Hurley Time asks, okay, but is blockchain necessary for this to exist? No, but what it is really elegant. Blockchain is super cool. It's like super, super cool. It's just that there's a lot of grifters in the space who
corrupt.
Saw an easy way to make a buck. That's all.
Yeah.
Mick Bain says, next scandal tech influencer pushes family coin scam. No! All right, what are we doing?
Sponsors.
Oh, right, yes. The show is brought to you by Squarespace. Do you want your online business to look brighter than this monitor in 2025?
Oh, wow.
Dude, it looks so good.
Oh.
Oh, my God. It's so good.
Oh.
Our sponsor, Squarespace, is here to help your business shine like a diamond. It's an all-in-one platform. Oh, dude. We're sidetracking again. Yeah, I'm completely sidetracking. You know what? No, I'll tell you about diamond shopping in London with Yvonne later.
What?
Okay, our sponsor Squarespace is here to help your business shine like a diamond. It's an all-in-one platform designed to make it easy to build a website, create marketing campaigns, invoice clients, process payments, and more. Squarespace offers loads of layouts and styling options, making it super simple to use for anyone. No coding experience required. All you have to do is pick one that fits your needs, and it will look great on any device. Plus, their AI tools can generate product descriptions, all with just a single prompt. And once your store is live, you can track how it's doing and level up your marketing with their seller analytics. It's so easy to use. We built our LinusMediaGroup.com website with Squarespace too. So start building your website today and get 10% off your first purchase by visiting squarespace.com/WAN. The show is also brought to you by Notion. Sometimes your boss makes wild promises, like building you a Rivian R1S.
Yeah, what's happening with that?
Nothing. That was just pure nonsense.
You're bound.
That's Linus for you, always aiming high, even if it's with questionable thoughts. But our sponsor Notion helps you actually map out your plans and keep your projects running smoother than the Rivian that Linus might be forced to build.
Legally has to.
That looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I could build one like that.
Yep.
Notion combines your notes, docs, and projects into one space that is simple and beautifully designed. You might not be building the R1S like me, but you can build docs and notes together on Notion. It's the place to connect teams so you are always on the same page. The fully integrated Notion AI assistant also helps you work faster, write better, and think bigger, doing tasks that would normally take you hours in just seconds. Just look at how many video ideas it can come up with for building Nick a Rivian R1S. Oh boy. You can even automate tedious tasks like summarizing meeting notes or getting insights from PDFs and images. With Notion, you don't need to bounce between 6 different apps. It's seamlessly integrated with Google Drive, Slack, GitHub, and more. Notion is used by over half of Fortune 500 companies, helping teams stay on the same page by reducing emails, cutting unnecessary meetings, saving time searching for work, and lowering costs on extra tools. Try Notion for free when you go to notion.com/WAN. That's all lowercase letters, notion.com/WAN to try the easy but powerful Notion. It doesn't matter if it's all lowercase. Finally, the show is brought to you by Lexar. After using Notion to plan out your video ideas, you can rely on our other sponsor, Lexar, to streamline your post-production workflow.
Oh,
wow, look at that segue. Good job, Dennis.
Wow.
Lexar's professional workflow doc features 6 bays, allowing you to back up content from 6 drives simultaneously. No, it's the other way around. From them to them? Hold on, Dennis, what?
Might be a duplication thing. That's pretty...
Oh yeah, I could definitely do that. Hold on a second. I'm just going to double check something here. Because when I was looking at... Oh! Okay, hold on. Come back to me for a second. Okay, it can do both. So you can use it as a card reader slot thing, or you can put SSDs in it. Oh. So I was thinking of it for us making a video. I was thinking ingesting footage, but you can also load SSDs in it and you can back up to it. Okay, cool. So it features 6 bays, allowing you to offload content or back up content to 6 drives simultaneously. Built for speed, it includes 2 40 gigabit per second Thunderbolt 4 bays and 4 10 gigabit per second bays for fast and efficient performance. The dock is customizable with a variety of Lexar professional workflow peripherals, including microSD, SD, CF Express card readers, and more. With the ability to daisy chain multiple docks and connect to supported displays, you can edit in 8K or on 2 4K monitors. Plus, it includes a 140 watt GAN charger to power your setup. Right now, you can get 20% off select Lexar Workflow Series products by clicking the link in the video description. All right.
Kind of sick.
Kind of cool.
So, diamond shopping.
Yeah.
In London.
Why?
Because Yvonne and I were having a conversation. She told me about this like jewelry / like diamond brand that was a big deal called Harry Winston. Like they're like the best or something, and they're the trendiest. And I was like, oh, are they like better than like Tiffany? Because that's the only sort of like upscale brand that I know. And
Sure.
Yvonne's like, oh, I mean, they're like, their brand perception is like higher. They're like more premium. And anyway, I was like, really? Because I thought like Tiffany's like, kind of like a huge deal. It's certainly very overpriced. Go ahead.
These look stupid. I went to their website and immediately was like, what? Okay, sorry.
So anyway, to tease her, because that's my actual favorite thing to do in the entire world.
Sure.
I was like, well, darling, would you like me to get you a Harry Winston then? And she's like, what? No, I was just saying like that's the one that kind of gets like, they provide the diamonds for the, the royal family and, whatever else. And I'm like, okay, so you're saying now that we're here in London, you'd like to go get a Harry Winston then? Sorry, Dan, by the way, I'm butchering your native tongue. And anyway, so basically we were just walking around in the city, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna find the nearest Harry Winston. And she's like, no, I don't want to go there. And I'm like, no, we're okay. Then in that case, we're not going there. We're wandering aimlessly. And so basically we arrived there. And I was like, oh, look at that. There happens to be a Tiffany nearby. Why don't we go ahead and go in that one as well? I don't think that I have ever felt more unwelcome somewhere than I was in Tiffany.
Where you were like wearing this, basically?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I had a pair of vesties on with like paint, like spattered paint spatters on them. I was dressed in our like LTT cargo pants. No, I had jeans on. And then I was wearing, actually, you know what? No, I think my top layer was somewhat respectable. You know that white and black, shell that we have?
Yes.
I was dressed in that. So
Okay.
I think that's like, but it's not Tiffany or Harry Winston.
He walks into Tiffany with paint-covered shoes and clothes he made himself. It's like,
Yeah, pretty much. Because basically we were trying to sort of see like, who's more upscale. You know that game that I've told you that I like to play at the airport, right?
Yes.
So I like to go into a store that has a brand I've never heard of before, preferably a person's first and last name.
Yes.
And then find an item and then take like bets with whoever my travel companion is for what the price is, and then you play Price is Right rules for how much it is. So you ask a salesperson how much it is because they almost never have price tags on them. Anyway, the point is, I was doing kind of like a variation of that game called "Who Will Make Me Feel the Most Unwelcome." So we walk into Tiffany. You can't just walk in. First of all, you have to like knock on the door. This is their London store. Okay, it's London. All right, it's London. So you knock on the door, and they open it because I think there's actual discrimination laws. Like they can't not let you in unless there's an actual security concern. So I go in, and she's like, "Oh, welcome to Tiffany. What can I help you with today?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm just browsing." And she goes, "What do you mean? Like, is there a particular collection you'd like to look at? Do you know which floor you need to go to?" I'm like, "No, I'm just looking around." And she's just like, cannot fucking believe her ears. Like has never heard the word browsing. You mean you don't know exactly which of our fabulous creations you wish to go home with today? Like, do you even know who I am? I am the salesperson at Tiffany London. How dare you? You waste my time. Like, dude, I could not believe it. So anyway, we go in, and I'm pretty sure they had someone tailing us the whole time. I mean, yeah, I probably would.
Yeah, why not?
But dude, this store was so far up its own rectum. Like, I couldn't even believe it. It was beautiful, obviously.
I'm sure.
Like, they have this entire like sitting room where I guess you could, I don't know, have a tea party or something. Like it. I think I have a selfie. I can send it to Dan. We took a selfie in the Tiffany store.
While you do that,
because that's the only thing Yvonne's getting from the Tiffany store.
You mentioned how you guessed the price and you have to ask someone because there's no prices listed. I found another watch that I laughed at internally, and I decided to see how much it would cost. So I clicked on it on their website, and their options where normally that would be are schedule an appointment, request assistance, or learn more about pricing.
Mm-hmm.
No two diamonds. Harry Winston once said, "No two diamonds are alike, as each is a fine jewel from the house of Harry Winston."
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. So here's what Yvonne got from the Tiffany store. So this is just, there's a bunch of like little chairs and couches like that. So she's got a jean jacket on under her like Aritzia like winter coat. And yeah, we're both like not particularly put together because we basically haven't slept in days. Anyway, and I have a backpack on. If there's anything that's going to sketch out a fine jewelry store, it's walking in with a backpack. Mm-hmm. Anyway, we looked at a couple things. We found a choker that was like 148,000 pounds or something. I asked Yvonne to guess the price. She said she thought it would be 70 or 80,000. I was like, oh yeah, try almost doubling it, because that's the thing. Like this, like brand name jewelry is not just like overpriced, like Diamond Cartel overpriced. It's like Diamond Cartel overpriced, and also they need to have their ludicrous markup on top of it, so you pay just an obscene amount. Anyway, after we walked out of Tiffany, Yvonne admitted that it was her perception of it as being like not actually, she thought it was like fashion jewelry basically, but like premium fashion jewelry. She was like, okay, no, I'm pretty sure these guys are there, but I'm pretty sure Harry Winston is still like a level above. And what I will say is that while I didn't feel quite as unwelcome at Harry Winston, I think that's only because they didn't really let us see anything or go anywhere.
Oh.
We were very welcome to stay in the foyer. So they had like an electronic lock. Like I had to get the guy's attention. I mean, it didn't help that Yvonne was trying to walk past the store because she was absolutely mortified after having gone into Tiffany and feeling so unwelcome there.
I'm no surprise.
So she tried to get past it. So I was like dragging her back toward the doorway, and I was like, let us in. And so the guy lets us in. He's like, what can I help you with today? I'm like, oh, I just want to look around. He's like, okay. So they have like an electronic lock. It goes like, and it like opens up. He opens up the door. It's like this heavy door. So you go inside and they're like, oh, what can I help you with today? I'm like, oh, just looking around. And unlike Tiffany, where you can walk all the different floors and like look around at all the different, showcases and stuff, in this one, you go in and there's like a handful of things on display. And there was another client there that was evidently planning some kind of event. Dude, her husband or husband-to-be was the most bored-ass looking dude that I've ever seen in my life, while she's discussing whether her hair will be up or her hair will be down, and her Harry Winston diamond, whatever. Anywho, we were able to look at like a couple little things. There was a watch with no price tag on it, as you can probably imagine. And they were, so talking to that lady that was in there working with them on something, they talked about, going upstairs and seeing something. Well, no one invited us upstairs. And in fact, there was like 3 people between us and any further access to the place. So we just kind of did a loop in the little like lobby area, and then we left.
As far as I can tell from their websites, find a salon. They call them salons. As far as I can tell from their websites, you have to book appointments.
Oh, really?
So that's probably why they were like, what the heck? Also, they have I forgot to point this out. They have a ring the bell icon for assistance, which is that's just amazing. I don't know why I like that so much. Okay, so is it this one? Yeah, so let's just pick this random one. Yeah, schedule an appointment or request assistance.
Those are both the same thing. They know that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, I think the reason why they're asking you like, hello, is because they're expecting people to show up with appointments. Well,
I guess like their personal assistants would make an appointment for them, right?
Yes.
Well, mine must have forgotten to call. Sorry.
Way to go, Vance.
He's not my personal assistant. I don't have a personal assistant.
Right.
He's an executive assistant. He like works for the company.
Right.
Anyway, I don't know.
Hit the bell? Sure. What happens?
Don't hit the bell,
I just
Luke.
hit the bell. It's just a link.
There's a Rolls Royce outside.
Okay, so what's the difference?
What's happening?
For inquiry.
Yeah, rich people don't have time to fill out this form.
Schedule an appointment.
Do their work for them. What do you think you're doing here?
This is a Vance form.
Wait, is it not the same?
Is it the exact same thing, whether you want to schedule an appointment or
it's formatted
request
slightly
assistance?
differently, but like salon details, date, your information, your preferences, request assistance. Okay, so request assistance is an online request thing. So you can get information online, and schedule an appointment is scheduling an appointment to go in person.
Dan's Galaxy says, see, this is in Floatplane chat, says, see, this is what I would do if I were Linus Rich. Have something which very clearly indicates my wealth, but hide it. Go into places like this, wait for them to treat you like crap. Go, okay, well, I will take my, I'll take my money to your competitor, flash the wealth and walk out. I'd get such a kick out of them realizing they lost a sale because of being snooty. Yvonne was telling
YouTube
me
videos from 2009.
Yvonne was telling me about this lady that got basically treated rudely somewhere, who walked in with cash, counted it in front of the staff, and then was like, actually, I changed my mind, and then left. It was like, damn.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. For me, I just don't value what they're selling.
Yeah.
At all.
The thing you do, I think, is fine. I think the counting the cash out and then leaving, I feel like the person who counted the cash out.
Oh, they're as far up their own ass as 100%.
And they're very ego hurt.
100%.
You just kind of going in and be like, wow, LOL, and then leaving is fine in my opinion.
Look, I wouldn't do it, but I think it's funny.
Sure.
That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
I mean, this entire interaction, this entire world is funny.
Oh yeah.
Can we agree on that at least?
Oh yeah.
I don't know. For me, I don't value what they're selling at all. And for me, I don't need it. I don't need any of it. I look at it and I'm just like, yeah, in some cases, right? It's stuff that if I wanted to, it's not a secret what car I drive.
Yeah, you could.
It's actually better for me to just be able to really, honestly, sincerely say, I could, but I actually wouldn't. Because it's ridiculous. Dude, diamonds have come down so much. Compared to when I bought Yvonne her engagement ring, which was, 14 years ago or whenever it was. I should know that. Yeah. No, I'm right, though. So I got it. So we're good. So compared to when I bought Yvonne her engagement ring 14 years ago, dude, we were just at a more regular jewelry store, because I was like, okay, have I just completely lost touch with the market, right? Because we were looking at some of the stuff at Tiffany and Harry Winston. So we were just looking at some stuff. They've got these huge lab grown diamonds that are $5,000 that would have been $25,000-$30,000 even 10 years ago. It's crazy. I mean, it's a good thing because they were ridiculously overpriced. They're still ridiculously overpriced. But it seems like, if you just want a gemological, symbol of whatever, it seems like they're a lot more...
Gemological?
Yeah, no, I'm just...
Is that a thing?
Yeah, gemological is a word, but I didn't use it correctly. If you just want if you just want a gem symbol of something, boy, are they ever more affordable. So that's one thing that isn't affected by inflation so much. Dude, lab-grown diamonds. Apparently, you can buy... Yvonne found a lab-grown diamond machine on AliExpress or Alibaba or something.
You just make your own?
You have to... I mean, you need access to seed diamonds, and you need super high power, because you need a freaking ton of power. So that's the thing. Lab-grown diamonds are not eco-friendly, in case you were wondering.
Oh.
Mining the earth or whatever is not eco-friendly or whatever. But lab-grown diamonds also not eco-friendly.
You have a lot of power at the lab. The lab building has tons of power.
Yeah,
It used to be a steel plant.
Maybe... no, it was sheet metal fabrication.
Oh.
So they didn't make steel. They just bent it.
Still a lot of power needed for that.
Yeah.
You have a lot of power at the lab.
LTT lab grown diamonds. Let's go. I'm going to see if I can find it.
LTT Lab.
I'm going to see if I can find this.
You could do it.
Oh, here's a tester machine.
Yeah, not the same. Yeah, but it still requires a ton of power. There's a huge amount of power at the lab. Get over it.
Lab grown diamond tester. Oh, here it was. Maybe I'm the one who sent this to her. Yeah, Ars Technica article.
It's $200,000. There's something on Alibaba that's $200,000.
Why not? Dude, there's everything on Alibaba.
Fair enough.
Here it is.
Wow.
Synthetic diamond making machine.
Whoa, it's big.
Oh, dude, yeah, no, it's a whole thing.
Wow.
Like, actually, for real, I don't know if we could power this thing there. Ultra high pressure, press machine, whatever. Because you need a ton of heat, you need a ton of pressure. And even then, it's not instantaneous. Cool, huh?
Wow.
Should we do a review?
Yeah.
Widely used, domestic super hard material industry, whatever.
I wonder how long it would take to get an ROI off something like that.
I don't know. I mean, at the rate that diamond values are plummeting, probably a while.
This is probably why.
Langley Man says LTT diamond encrusted gold Xbox controller. Let's go. Do
like one in every, I don't know, 50,000 orders on LTT Store is diamond encrusted.
Jerry Rig Everything apparently did a video recently on the process of man-made diamonds.
Wow.
Wild, dude. Who's leaving reviews of this machine? Apparently there's a review of it. Hold on, I missed this. I don't see it, you guys. That's okay. I think we've probably exhausted the interestingness of this topic at this point.
Yeah.
But yes, diamond shopping at Harry Winston.
Amazing.
Yep. It's wild to me, like, how much inventory there is in this stuff. Like, not even because I can understand having a bunch of inventory at your London, like, flagship store or whatever. Sure, fine. But I was at the airport, and there was like I think Citizen, I don't know, some watch brand, and just like they're in the store, they have the $40,000 watch, and sure, a lot of that is just markup. Like, it's not real. It's not real value. It's what hopefully someone will pay for it, but it's not actual, they didn't pay that much for it. But in cases like that, that's probably a gold watch. Like, it actually does have like actual cost of materials in it. And so that's just one location in one airport, Like, the amount of inventory these companies have to carry, it's flipping wild to me. Are that many people buying these things?
Do you think they self-recycle? Because you could pluck the gems, melt the gold, and probably reuse the timepiece itself.
I doubt it, because I think if they did that,
just lose like the face.
Someone would leak it, and it would come out that they like were melting them down and they couldn't sell them, and it would like reflect badly on the brand. I totally don't think so. Someone says, make as advised. I buy them secondhand as my full-time job. I could even understand that, though. Like, I could almost, okay. Like, almost even like the worst depreciating asset, the worst money burning purchases, like, cars and jewelry or whatever else, they can be appreciating assets if you're an extremely savvy buyer.
For sure.
And like, I would have no problem. I wouldn't want to spend money on a watch, but I'd have no problem tying up some cash in a watch that would hold its value or whatever else. Again, it's not a thing that has a ton of value to me. Like, I've got a unicorn on my watch, like, I just need to tell the time. And also I have a unicorn on my watch.
And it moves.
Yeah. Like,
good luck.
Yeah. It like grins at me when I want to tell the time, right? Like, I don't know, man. Like, I just don't really care. But if you're the kind of person that cares about that, then apparently Patek Philippe watches have unicorns on them, says Ether Dark. Is that right?
I was going to say, that sounds like a Patek Philippe complication.
Really?
Those guys are crazy.
I don't know. Maybe I'd be into that.
No.
It'd be analog.
Entropy says, buy pinball machines. Those feel like they've kind of peaked. I don't know, man. I feel like the nostalgia for pinball machines is only going to...
The generation
from
that
here.
liked them,
yeah,
I think hit their peak purchasing.
What's pinball?
Yeah. Is that a computer?
Does that come on Windows XP?
I don't know what Windows XP is anymore, Dan.
Yeah, I really don't know about that, guys. Okay, what else we got? I do want a pinball machine, but I want it to play it. I don't want it to like have it appreciate.
One last thing. This is the most prestigious point of a page. Pretentious, sorry. Not prestigious. Most pretentious point of a page I think I've ever scrolled to in my life. Yes, I'm just lounging back in my chair, evaluating my box of enormous gems and also a tiara. Next to that is something that proclaims that I'm the king of an expensive thing. Yes. Very good.
Wow.
I'm a man of many brilliant facets, much like the rare jewels that I built my life around. Yes.
In fairness to him, he didn't write that.
Yeah, he probably thought it. I'm leaving now. This website just makes me mad.
I don't know. Federal judge approves California's ban on addictive feeds for minors and notification restrictions. A federal judge has upheld a law signed by California's governor that restricts serving addictive feeds to minors unless the platform obtains verifiable parental consent. The new law makes it unlawful for the operator of an addictive internet-based service to provide an addictive feed to a user unless the operator does not have actual knowledge that the user is a minor. It also restricts sending notifications to minors between 12 and 6 a.m. and between 8 a.m. and 3 p.m. Monday through Friday, August through May.
Nice.
The judge granted a preliminary injunction against the notification provisions, stating that NetChoice is likely to succeed on its First Amendment claim. However, he denied injunctions against all other provisions of the law. Tech lobby NetChoice, which represents Google, Meta, and Snap, challenged the law on the basis that it violates the First Amendment. Opponents claim it could restrict non-minors' access to feeds. Okay, who cares? And means that platforms would need to gather more private information on their users, as if most social media doesn't already know our age. This was meant to be just kind of like a quick update, but yeah, they're finally regulating addictive social media for kids.
Sort of.
Look at
that. Because everybody's just going to say they're not a kid.
Yeah.
I think the only way this is actually going to be maybe helpful is if your parent already makes it so that like your device is locked down or whatever.
Right. But I mean, that's not the state's job to make sure that parents parent.
Yeah.
But at least this is providing tools for parents to actually restrict access to this stuff. I don't know. I'm
Would you prefer, as a parent, prefer that the options were available or that it's enforced by the law? Because like
I prefer to have the tools. Nice, good, granular tools, easy to use tools. I would love to see state money go into educating parents and making information about these tools available to me.
Yeah.
Like if Meta was forced...
Because a lot of parents have no idea this is a thing.
If Meta was forced to advertise these tools to people who are likely parents, I'd be down for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like we've had media laws for a long time. There's like in Canada, for instance, you've been required to have a certain amount of Canadian content if you broadcast in Canada. Like I could see social media platforms that have addictive features, much like you force the cigarette companies to have warnings on their packages. You basically say, okay, look, 10% of your ad impressions are going to have to be warning parents about, or warning people about, or providing them with access to tools, like gambling too. Like they have to spend a certain amount of their proceeds or not a certain amount of their proceeds, rather on their advertisements. They have to have like the helpline and stuff like that. Yeah. So I'd like to see a similar approach where you are sort of forced to build awareness for the tools to manage this addiction.
Yeah,
it's not perfect.
Because like you said, it's not the state's job to parent. It's like making this making it a law that notifications can't come through between a certain time. It's like, okay, that seems cool, but I don't also necessarily want the government making that a law. I think making it a law that has to be an option for the parent to select, I think that's like, oh, okay, cool, nice. I don't know. Either way.
Details have emerged about 2 sovereign Russian game systems. Russian President Vladimir Putin called for Russia to look at producing stationary and portable game consoles, along with an operating system and a cloud-based distribution system, back in March of 2024 after major game makers halted official sales to Russia. The first console is based on the homegrown dual-core Elbrus processor, which uses a very long instruction word architecture. The Elbrus processor has previously been described as completely unacceptable for most tasks.
Nice.
Hold on. Where's our first system here? Hold on. Oh, no pictures. Are there any pictures of these? Luke, do you want to check the sources while I keep doing the thing?
Sure.
The second system is a cheap gaming stick being developed by prominent Russian telecoms company MTS. It includes an Xbox-style controller and is based on low-end hardware with just enough power to connect to a cloud-based gaming service called MTS Fog Play.
One sec, sorry. Are you looking for the Elbrus processor or the consoles?
Consoles.
Got it.
Fog Play, I love that. It's fog. It's not the cloud, it's the fog. All the heavy lifting is done in a data center. Neither of these is expected to have the power to compete head-on with industry leaders, so Russian politicians are asking developers to create unconventional games. A third portable system is reportedly being developed by Rosa IT Research and Development Center, though details are sketchy at best.
Not really getting pictures.
Bummer. What am I looking at here, Jordan? His discussion question is, did you see that Tetris Minesweeper hybrid?
Yeah.
What is this to do with this topic?
Tetris is from Russia.
Okay.
And it's a video game.
Okay. What am I looking at here? So you have to...
Tetris, but then you also have to play Minesweeper at the bottom. I don't understand. The only thing I don't get is how does the game work? Like, how does the Minesweeper... I understand you're playing Minesweeper.
Good Lord.
But why does it matter?
Okay, well, maybe it's a score multiplier? Oh my God.
But like...
Coming soon. Okay, wow, good luck.
What happens?
My brain...
Okay, score 2 point something times. Okay.
My brain would hurt. So my brain hurts just watching that.
Oh, I would love that. That would work great for me.
No,
I think these are the only official photos. This.
Okay.
Because this looks like it says Fog Play.
Yeah.
So I think this is the stick.
Yeah.
And this thing probably interacts with the stick.
That's a cheap Android streaming box remote. Yep.
The other console said that it had an Xbox-like controller.
Yep.
So I think this is the only thing we get to see is that controller. So I think this is it.
Well, good luck, everybody.
Yeah.
Here's a fun one.
Sorry, someone in Floatplane chat said Fog Play ? Kinky. You need to get offline a little bit more often.
On January 1st at 8:40 a.m., a bomb was set off at Trump International Hotel in Las Vegas. The suspected bomber used a Cybertruck to deliver the payload. Fortunately, most of the explosion apparently went upward, and even the windows of the hotel were not broken, and I think there was only a couple minor injuries. So that's could have been a lot worse. Obviously, never good. Could have been worse, though. Later that day, the Las Vegas police expressed their gratitude to Elon Musk. Quote, "He gave us quite a bit of additional information in regards to how the vehicle was locked after it exploded due to the nature of the force from the explosion, as well as being able to capture all of the video from Tesla charger stations across the country. He sent that directly to us, so I appreciate his help on that."
Yeah. This obviously raised extra questions about Tesla's control over their vehicles. It's no secret that the network Tesla built, superchargers, the phone app, the remote access, etc., is a huge selling feature for the car. But people are bringing the concerns up about camera access, which is a recurring topic on the WAN show, actually. This is similar to an incident that happened roughly in 2019 to 2022, where a group chat was being used to send invasive videos and images recorded by customers' cars, which we also reported on. Cool. Discussion question. Features like built-in dash cams are becoming more popular in vehicles. Should companies immediately have access to this footage, or is this something that customers should opt into? My car gets so much cooler like every day. I'm so okay with having the car that I still have. It's so great. Every time I get into it, I just feel a wave of appreciation for the fact that it just turns on and works and gets me where I need to go, and there's really nothing else going on. And it's great.
So all the Elon stands that crap on me every time I'm like, hey, the guy stands for nothing and has no principles whatsoever, obviously. Are you guys done with that now?
No.
Is this no warrant, no nothing? Is this not the least American thing ever?
It feels like it to me.
Can y'all Can y'all stop?
I don't think this is just Tesla, I would say.
Oh no. No, it's just, no.
I want to make that point for sure.
It's just the way the defenders try to twist these actions is very is very difficult for me to stomach. When the red flags are not just red flags, they're like on fire. You know, they're burning. They're burning flags.
Yeah.
Wow. Cool. Yeah, this is great. Ani Hikage says, I have a 23-year-old car, and I want to convert the drivetrain to electric and keep it for another 23 years.
Sick.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Next topic.
Yeah.
Meta kills AI-generated profiles after uproar. Meta has removed 28 AI-generated Instagram profiles that they first launched in 2023. This was, today I learned they have their own profiles. Had no idea.
Yeah, my discussion question for this was, aren't these platforms supposed to be actively working against AI profile
Since when
slop?
do they have their own?
Anyway, carry on.
It's weird to read this. The profiles were removed following widespread social media outrage and concerns about blackface as a service.
So here's some context for that.
What?
This is not real. Her kids are not real.
Okay. Is that relevant?
Yes. Hold on. Let me see if I can find her profile, because basically there's a lot of
what?
It's bad.
Okay.
Just trust me.
All right.
I'll find it for you, but it's really, really
Don't
bad.
we just keep going?
Yeah, you can carry on.
But Meta says that it will continue to push AI-generated content in all of its platforms. Wow, okay. Meta planned to use the AI-generated characters to drive engagement on its platforms and expect AI to coexist with human accounts on its platforms over time. The internet is fake. The accounts were apparently not actively posting anymore, but would still respond to interaction. So they were still like running, I guess, because they're bots. 404 Media's Jason Kobler stated that the currently viral Meta AI profiles are old and already inactive because they were such a colossal failure and were indistinguishable from AI spam. This inevitable future Zuckerberg is trying to shove down our throats is being completely rejected, and went on to give a rundown of some of the generated profiles.
Okay, so here's one of the profiles for you.
Okay. Oh.
Oh.
Got it.
So you see what I mean now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Can you imagine being in the boardroom where that seemed like a good idea?
Wow. That's kind of epic. That's cool. That's
yeah.
cool. That's
wow.
Cool. That's cool. That's cool. So wait, hold on. So our generated AI profiles have like very notable identities. Interesting.
And are, by assuming those identities, that seem to be very racially and culturally derived, are achieving something.
What exactly?
Oh my God. So cool.
Okay, that's weird. Well, I'm happy those already lost.
Yeah, I mean, they've lost the battle, not the war.
Isn't that representation and visibility though? But it's representation of an AI bot. It's not a person. So it being like, I don't even want to get into it. But it's
it's probably not
same.
A safe space for you.
yeah. But it's not the same.
As the cis white male patrol here.
Yeah.
I think that
we have one beard white male guy, one non-beard white male guy. We have two beard white male guys.
One of our white guys is even blonde.
What are you? Are you not blonde?
Brownish.
You're a little bit of blonde. There's a little bit of blonde in there.
Please, that's gray.
All right.
The point is just that, like, this ain't our place to get super deep into.
No.
Other than that, this is clearly ridiculous and should be laughed at / yelled at.
Okay, I guess for me, what I would say is if there was a white bearded dude that was an AI profile and it was like, I'm straight. I'm a proud straight white guy. I'd be like, yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
I don't want that. You're an AI thing. Just be that.
I mean, that's
fine.
just probably not an AI thing. That's probably a real profile, unfortunately.
I'm sure it exists somewhere, but just don't have any of that.
Yeah, or
I don't
just
know.
none of it.
Just have none of that. Just be a little robot thing. It's fine. My goodness.
Anywho, the FCC has been blocked from reinstating net neutrality rules. Just a reminder that voting matters. A U.S. appeals court has blocked the FCC from reinstating net neutrality rules, which require internet service providers to treat internet data and users equally, forbidding fast and slow lanes. For those of you who aren't up to speed on this, net neutrality is a really, 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 really good thing. Such rules were initially implemented in 2015 by the FCC under the Obama administration, but were then repealed in 2017 under Trump. Biden's FCC voted to reinstate the rules in April of 2024, but they have not yet gone into effect. The Sixth Circuit judges said a key factor in their decision was the Supreme Court's June 2024 ruling overturning the Chevron doctrine, which gave deference to government agencies on regulations, allowing the FTC, FCC, and others to establish federally binding rules without going through the standard legislative process. So basically, the FTC and FCC have been defanged at this point. Judge Richard Allen Griffin wrote that broadband internet is not a telecommunications service, but an information service, which must be regulated differently under the Communications Act of 1934. Okay, so cool. Good job.
Is that good?
No.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
I was like, did I read that wrong?
Anyway, the Switch 2 motherboard has been leaked.
Hey!
Hey! Apparently, maybe. We're not sure.
Potentially.
Leaked photos. Do you want to pull
Allegedly.
them up? Purporting to be shots of the yet-to-be-announced Nintendo Switch 2 appear to show a relatively large Samsung-manufactured SoC, leading some to worry that the Switch 2 could be based on 8nm technology from all the way back in 2018, rather than the 4nm process that many Nintendo watchers were hoping for. Using such an old process would mean that if a Switch 2 were to launch in 2025, it would be running 7-year-old technology. Ha! Just like the Switch 1 was.
Yeah, is that surprising?
Actually, it wasn't. The Switch 1 was running 3-year-old tech at launch. Others from this almost 4,000-page-long thread on famaboards.com think that it could be anything down to 5nm, depending which wild speculation you prefer. Realistically, we're just going to have to wait for an official announcement to learn anything concrete, but from the number of leaks that have been going on lately,
it's coming.
It's clearly coming very soon.
Yep.
Very soon. All right.
Is that it?
I think that's it for the topics. Why don't we do some did we do everything in order today? Like, is this a proper WAN show? Did we do things properly? I think so. Cool, let's do After Dark.
Cool. I think it's that button.
Nice.
I always got to make sure that I don't push the wrong one. And you guys want purple?
Yeah. Talk about that.
This was handed to me right before WAN showed it.
I'm
was
very
Artie,
excited
Artie the one
about
who was
this.
here and showed it to me? Was it Artie who
Yep,
gave it to me?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it was Artie.
Pretty sure.
I only had eyes for these.
I'm like,
Dun, 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 dun. Okay.
already gave us the shirts and did everything else.
So this is my first look at a sample.
Oh, and you're all like hip and young because they're tall.
So what's funny is dude, the number of like quote unquote Gen Z things that like they're killing that millennials did, that I'm like blah blah blah, Gen Z is like killing drinking alcohol, and Gen Z is killing ankle socks, and Gen Z is killing this, and Gen Z is killing that. I'm like, dude, it goes to show all you got to do is just stay right in the same place, and everyone's going to come right back around to you. Crew socks are great because you get a little bit of that.
I don't like the tall socks.
Compression effect.
I don't like that.
Less blood pooling. I find I'm less likely to get shin splints with them.
I don't get shin splints. Maybe that's why I don't care.
Maybe that's why you face.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the things that I'm trying to check is if weave is dense enough.
He's product evaluating. This is the first time you've seen this pair, I think. Is that right?
First time.
Are you trying to see if you can see the light through them or something?
Yeah.
That's why he's holding it up to the light. There's a light right here.
Yeah.
There off camera.
Density could be a little bit better, but the cushion is really nice on the toe and the heel.
Whoa.
And the last sample that I have from this supplier, while the density of the weave is not quite on par with the Darn Toughs, what I have noticed is that the shedding is much less, which is a solid indicator for long-term quality. Interesting. They've gone with a really thick. They've gone with a really thick pad at the back of the ankle where that's your Achilles, I guess, right? Interesting. Okay. Well, I will be trialing these. I am very excited not because they actually seem initially better than the Darn Toughs, but because the last sample we got from these guys, which these do seem improved over, the last sample we got from these guys, once I started actually wear testing them, really impressed me. They are merino, by the way. People are asking if they're wool. The drying, outstanding. Comfort, outstanding. Shedding, outstanding. And padding was quite good. So we've improved them a little bit, and we will see how they go. Boosted asks, why not collaborate with Darn Tough? We would be open to something like that. Top Gear asks, lifetime replacement? Unlikely. I don't think, based on how quickly I've chewed through all my Darn Tough socks, and to be clear, they've lasted longer than any others I've had. But a lifetime warranty for socks is basically just telling people 2 for 1.
Yeah.
And so I don't know that we would necessarily do that, but I don't know where our pricing's going to end up, right? We're going to have to figure out what our overall value proposition is.
I mean, I hope you would get at least 2.
At least, well, okay, ding yourself.
I'm so sorry.
That was a little rough.
All right, what are we supposed to be doing?
You want some merch messages?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Hey, UAN.ELL. I recently received a promotion in my ID job with an obvious track for promotion. I'm feeling like I'm where I want to be in life. When did you feel that way, and what markers were there?
It's cool that you recognize that. I feel like a lot of people don't until it's past. The whole good old days thing. I've caught myself there before, and I've recognized when I was in that time before. Both have been true. I don't know, though.
My big I made it moment was on camera. I finally made it. House theater room build. It was sick. It was like, yep, I'm done. This was such a huge goal for me. It was so cool turning that thing on. In terms of like financially, I would say that it was actually a lot more recent than that, because Yvonne and I have gone chips in many, many times on the company, and we did it for what I think was probably the last time on the lab, on like the lab building, kind of like laying the foundation to build that out. And we are not in sort of an amount of debt that I find overwhelming anymore, and we have no intention of going heavy into debt again. I would say is what gives, and you know what, the amount of debt that we were in at all those different stages wouldn't have stressed me out as much as it did if it wasn't for the industry that we were in. Like if I was working a 9 to 5 in a position where if something went wrong, I could like get a position at another company or whatever. Like if I knew that my income was sustainable, I don't think it would have been a huge problem. But when you like, let's go way back, right, to when we bought this office. When you buy an office building for $1 million, which was an astronomical amount of money for the company at the time, and then you spend hundreds of thousands more building it out, and you're just like, oh my gosh, we're like, will our channel be deleted tomorrow? Because I don't have the income to like pay my home mortgage and this. If everything goes completely wrong, so there's this period of instability, every time, because you don't feel like it's forever. And I think I've kind of gotten over that now. Like it's like that constant, I mean, you remember the constant fear of like, this could disappear tomorrow, right? Like, I don't think that. Okay, well, I don't think it's as much.
You have to consider that, like, this thing literally didn't exist in 2006.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, I always joke about how my career counselor in high school had no shot.
Literally impossible.
YouTube wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, oh, man. And then, honestly, to make an assumption that an internet company would even last this long back then was insane.
Making an assumption that a web media company would last this long today.
Yeah, exactly.
Is crazy.
Like, is YouTube
Are you
still
trying to give me anxiety?
Is YouTube he works better when he's under pressure. Is YouTube still going to exist in 10 years?
I think so.
I think so.
YouTube has figured out the key. The key is to reinvest in your creators. That's what all the platforms that have come and gone never figured out.
100%.
YouTube invests heavily.
Are they going to be here in 20 years?
Back in their creators. Well, someone else could figure that out. It hasn't happened yet. I don't know why, other than just greed.
Web video even still going to be how people consume content in 20 years?
I don't know. AI is going to change more than we think. Like, will there be any value to me making a video when an AI can just crap out, cats in a field, or like Cat Christmas? I came across some of this like Cat Christmas train AI video on Facebook at some point.
Of course. Just like, of course, it was on Facebook too.
Of course it was on Facebook. I don't know. But what I do know is that I stress out about it less because I'm not in one of those precarious chips all in positions. Yeah. So that helps. And I know that we have a good team and we have a creative team and we've diversified. We're actually working on How Does LMG Make Money 2024 right now. And the reason it's called 2024 is even though the video is going to come out in 2025, it's going to be based on our 2024 financial year. Yeah. So Elijah
it's like the opposite of cars.
Has been tasked with it. And he's been going around like interviewing various people because in the past, like I did these videos, but I actually thought, this might be even more interesting if we have an outsider because he's not involved in the financial dealings of the company. He just gets his paycheck, right? Like, so he's like talking to Nick about, Creator Warehouse. He's like talking to Colton about business. He's talking to like Josh from accounting about like money and just like kind of trying to piece it together. And I might end up having to make some corrections to the script or whatever else. He might end up making some assumptions, but I think it's going to be really interesting to see that perspective. Instead of just the like, because I sometimes forget what I know, or I forget what I know that you don't know, or don't know that you don't know, or like I have blind spots because I've been looking so closely at it for functionally like half of my adult life, right?
And I'm not trying to doom and gloom, but like basically, unless you like work in a trade, basically, because I don't see those going anywhere. Who knows what's gonna exist in 10 years, 20 years. Yeah. It is what it is. If you work for like any tech company, basically, like, do I think we'll be able to ride the wave? Yeah. Do I know we're going to ride the wave? No. Not technically. Bigger
companies than us have failed.
Yeah.
Smarter people than us have failed.
Like every day, basically. Like yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Happy holidays from France. Listening to 6-month-old WAN shows on road trips is interesting. How often do y'all take a look back at what you've been doing to inspire what you do moving forward?
Not very often. I feel like
I was going to say it's usually thrust upon me more than anything.
Yeah, I think the audience brings it back to us. They'll post like funny memes from older videos or, that's I think the main vehicle by which old content is brought up to me or something. One that comes up for me often is I'll look at the 60-minute real-time viewership because it'll surface videos that like had a little spike and I'll be like, oh yeah, that thing, that was kind of cool.
That.
Like one showed up for me yesterday, the 500 FPS gaming PC. Allegedly, a new GPU might be coming from NVIDIA soon.
Allegedly.
So I sent that over to the content team. I was like, hey, next writers meeting, let's schedule the 1000 FPS gaming PC. Let's see if we can hit 1000 FPS in like, some games.
Sure.
And that'd be fun. We did it as a live stream last time. I think we could do it as a live stream again. I think that'd be a blast.
Yeah, one thing that I actually do like is the I don't know if other Android versions do this, probably, but like the pixel photo memories thing.
Yeah.
So like I we're talking about CES a bunch this week. I had a photo memory come in through my reel of like Brandon, Taryn, and I gearing up for CES in like I think it was like 2016 or something. And it's like, oh wow, yeah, cool. I guess like flight day that year was today this year. It's interesting. I like stuff like that.
More?
Yeah.
Hi, WAN.dll. Been a fan for 12 years, and I'm now in the midst of a PhD studying GAN and AN transistors.
I think that's an L.
AL? Yeah, lowercase? I've not heard of those ones.
So gallium nitride and probably aluminum
Nickel?
something. No, nickel is Ni. It doesn't matter. It's okay.
Oh, they're the periodic symbols. Yeah, that
you
makes
got
sense. What is the coolest chip level tech you've seen demoed that didn't catch on? HBM, Octane, etc.
Well, HBM has caught on.
Yeah, has that not
HBM's big news in the data center, even if it's not really a big deal for consumers. Optane, though, yeah, dude, 3D Crosspoint, so cool. Man, if I had to, I don't know about chip level tech, but I would say that the coolest tech that I wish had caught on, even though it doesn't matter now that we have OLED, is SED. These things looked so flipping cool. Man, who was it? Canon was working on this. Canon's SED. Hold on, images. Man, where would I even find this? Here you go. Dude, this stuff looked flipping wild. It was like CRT, everything that's good about a CRT, but this flat.
Whoa.
Yeah. And this was like back in the mid 2000s or whatever.
Surface conduction electron emitter display.
Oh, so cool. Was supposed to bring the best of both LCD and CRT, but it didn't work out. Oh, this stuff looked so cool.
Do you know why it didn't work out?
I think it was expensive, or there was like patent disputes. 2004, Canon and Toshiba announced they had the answer. Toshiba predicted that by 2010, at least a third of TVs over 40 inches would be SCD. It was supposed to be easy. They can be printed with an inkjet type device. However, report the companies were having trouble with yields. Canon announced it was still working to bring down production costs, blah, blah, blah. Cost 5 times as much as LCDs to produce. So yeah, there you go. It's a shame,
Patents.
really, as SED was by far the best quality of all the flat panel displays. Like this, from what I saw, it looked like it was going to be absolutely bananas. Awesome.
As far as I can tell, it was patents. Applied Nanotech, a subsidiary of Nano Proprietary, holds a number of patents related to FED and SED manufacturing.
Ooh.
Anyway. Bummer. No, nobody's still working on it. It's well dead and buried.
Work as a carpenter building new houses. Love using new tech in the trades. Nice. Is there any tech that you think should be standard in new homes or to be used by tradesmen?
Standard in new homes. I mean, a lot of stuff that I would care about is already happening. Like they're wiring houses up for Ethernet now, which is good.
With a conduit?
Okay, conduit. Yeah.
Conduit would be sick. That's not new tech, though.
Yeah, conduit is king.
It's not new tech, though.
Okay, Jack Logan says heat pumps. I read an article today that blew my flipping mind. Apparently, they're like having a really hard time getting heat pumps to take off in Germany because like it's become a politicized issue.
What?
Or something, because some of the previous messaging around it was that it's more environmentally conscious. And so certain people are just having like a knee-jerk, you can't take away my natural gas like reaction to it or something. And I was reading this, and you know when you just like are reading an article and then you just your brain hurts? And you immediately get a headache and you're like, what are you fucking stupid? Like, are you actually a fucking idiot? Like, do you have a functioning brain stem? Like, so it's like talking about how like heat pumps, I mean, they've been around freaking forever and they're just obviously a good idea.
The only thing I've heard negatively about them, and
obviously,
I have no idea if this is true or not, but I have no idea.
Yeah.
But I've heard that some cities, the combination of EVs and heat pumps taking off and all this kind of stuff, their electric delivery infrastructure is starting to be very taxed.
I could see that being kind of challenging, but
they need to just figure it out.
At the rate of penetration in Germany, I'd say that's probably not the issue. It's just that they're not being adopted at all.
Did the sick move of just shutting down all their nuclear plants and then buying power from Russia.
Yeah.
Or you know, if they have
issue.
to go around the loop, then they buy energy that is sold from Russia to India and then repackaged in India and then sold to the States and then repackaged in the States and sold to Germany. That's another that works too. That's good.
Dude, heat pumps are amazing. The one drawback, and this is quite overcome with current generation ones, but the one drawback is that in very low outside temperatures, they can have a hard time heating because there just isn't enough heat to pump into the house. But like, oh my God, heat pumps are just obvious. If you can like look at one number, be like more better than other number. Like dude, it made my brain hurt so much. Yeah.
Geothermal heat pumps are awesome and overcome that problem. That's not going to be available for everyone though.
Yes. Yeah, that's not something you can just do at home necessarily.
I haven't heard of that though, and it sounds sick.
Although I would love to see something like that become mainstream. Okay, sure. That's gonna be the thing that I'd love to see become mainstream, is just right before because anything can be economical if it's
so build like a geothermal pump for the apartment building, basically.
Well, no, apartment buildings, yeah, you could do that relatively easily. Linus doesn't use a heat pump. Sure does. Got him. So what you could do though is if you have the machinery just like ready to go easily enough, like if it's just something you can rent, you know, bring on the back of a truck to a construction site, it like drills down deep enough that you get below the point where the temperature stays basically the same, just kind of like goes down, like hollows out a thing, and then you just like embed the thing, fill it up, and then boom, like that's it. It's like a permanent installation, in the front yard of, a detached home, or, to your point about apartment buildings, like in sort of the front area or accessible through the basement, whatever, because you got to have access at some point potentially.
Yeah.
Someone says that's already starting to happen, which is freaking awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah. Love it here. Larry_DE says, German here. This discussion sucks ass here. Yeah. Like that, dude, that's wild.
Kind of funny.
That's wild, brother.
At least a little bit funny.
Yeah. I wish it was funny. I wish it was like, how do things like this end up politicized? I don't get it.
Too many things lately have been politicized. I feel like
math is not political.
Yeah, way too many things have been politicized. It's like politics are wrapped into like every single conversation these days, and it's really honestly very exhausting.
RM Renfield. Linus literally installed his own heat pumps with a bit of help. Yes. Now those are in my old place, but I do actually have...
and they're not geothermal, which is what we're just
No, they're not geothermal. I do actually have 2 heat pumps at my current place. I just only use the heat during the like kind of changeover period because it is still more economical on our bill to use the in-floor radiant heating. Or not radiant. Whatever, the in-floor water circulating boiler. There you go, boiler.
Hello. Oh, sorry. Yeah, go for it.
No, I was just going to tell you to go for it.
Oh, yeah, sure. Hello, Parasocial friends. I'm feeling directionless in my career. I only have experience with video production, but I want to expand into my company's leadership roles. How do I find fresh footing?
Ask your current leader if you can take something off his shoulders, their shoulders. I've been working really well with this group of people doing this thing. What do you think if I managed them? Pick like 2 people. Make it small.
Or ask what it would take.
Yeah.
That's the other thing too, is like start a conversation. A really good characteristic of a leader is their ability to have an open and frank conversation. And so showing that you can do that, I would say would be step 1. And then from there, if they say like, hey, here's what it will take, you work toward that. And then you have another conversation in 6 months. If they say, no, we're not open to that, well, hey, that's good for you to know too. So that if that's your goal, you know not to waste too much more of your time there.
Yeah.
It is the second time I get something from LTTStore.
Hey, nice.
First was a mouse mat, a humongous one, and it stuck with me. Never ever going to replace it unless it breaks. Any more science behind the smoothness?
No, it's just, it turns out that making a good mouse pad is just a matter of using good quality materials. If you use a bad mouse pad, it's because they didn't pay for the better materials. I don't know what to tell you. It's amazing. It's amazing how many things are like that.
I was going to say, it still makes me angry.
The lanyard thing?
Every time you go into it, every time you rant about it, I just get more and more angry.
The lanyard thing bothers me so much.
Don't think about it. Don't think about it. Yo, as a teacher in game development space, more students haven't played the zeitgeist games like we referred to, Half-Life, Deus Ex, etc. Any modern games you suggest fit the bill for industry shifters?
Modern.
Baldur's
Industry
Gate 3.
shifters.
Baldur's Gate 3.
Elden Ring.
That's a good one.
I don't know if this was an industry shifter.
Fortnite.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, to be honest.
You don't have to like it, but you do have to respect it.
The MOBAs were pretty huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, League of Legends.
Bejeweled. What?
Peggle.
How's it an industry shifter?
Luke.
What do you mean? And it's not modern.
It's literally
Modern game?
like King Activision Blizzard.
How old are you?
Half-Life was...
Ialica, I agree with Bejeweled, not gonna lie.
25 years old! What do you mean?
Okay, all right. Okay, I'm talking the
Candy
modern
Crush.
iteration. Or sorry, that's the one I meant.
You meant Candy Crush.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
sorry, I meant Candy Crush. I don't play either of them.
I figured you might have meant... Yeah, that makes sense. Candy Crush.
right.
But people are actually backing up Bejeweled. They're like,
It's
Bejeweled
25. It
is
said
huge.
modern
Yes,
game.
it's not
Candy
modern, it's not
Crush.
modern. Yeah, Candy Crush. It's literally King Activision Blizzard. That's why I said that, because I was thinking of Candy Crush. I'm sorry. I brain farted.
All right.
It happens from time to time. Happens a lot.
This is the new controversy.
We can't say modern things. Are
I don't think
25
World
years
of
old.
Warcraft counts as modern.
No, it doesn't, because
Yeah.
it's also incredibly old.
Yeah.
In that case, you'd probably say Roblox.
Yeah, you could say Roblox. Is Minecraft modern?
No,
When did Minecraft come out?
I'm guessing 15 years ago.
No way.
It's a guess.
2009. Bloody hell. 16 years ago.
I was close.
Yeah. Is that... Yeah, hard to say.
Don't think about it.
I don't think that's modern, man.
Yeah, but Roblox is almost... I see it as kind of derivative. Like Minecraft was more of a shifter, you know?
I don't even know, because
Yeah, is Roblox even modern? When the devil did Roblox come out? 2006. It's older than Minecraft.
wow,
I had no idea. That's hilarious.
that's wild. I never heard about it until like a few years ago.
All right. Well, definitely a shifter. Definitely not modern then.
Yeah, fair enough. Fall Guys? I don't think Fall Guys was a shifter.
No, it was a flash in the pan. But I feel like things being a quick flash in the pan is in some ways a shift that the industry has undergone. Like, look at how quickly Pal World was the biggest thing ever. And then
I don't remember them. I mostly remember Pal World, but around that time,
Swamp, and then like
yeah,
a big one I think would be Concord, just as a case
but it was
study.
Never big.
A case study for all
I see
time.
where he's going. I see where he's going.
You know what I mean?
It's definitely going to shift the way the industry invests in their gaming projects. That's not wrong.
No one's going to play it, but you see what I mean.
Dan pointing out the you should play this game so you can understand why spending like whatever 400
Well, you
million
can't even play
is.
Yeah.
Right.
But just as a case study of industry shifting.
Huzafia1 says GTA 5. I think that's actually, there's a solid argument to be made there. GTA Online, more accurately, I would say, is the industry shifter.
So I agree. I think it only counts as modern because it is still so actively played, though, because it is also like 11 years old or something.
12. Shoot.
Yeah.
Was it? I think it was Steam's summary for this year. I think it was like 25% of all playtime was games older than 10 years or something like that. Yeah. I meant to add that to the WAN document.
I think, however, you might still be able to count that because of specifically GTA 5 Online RP.
Yeah.
Because that is not that old.
That's a relatively new thing, and it absolutely was a game changer.
Yeah. Skull and Bones.
Okay.
It may be an interesting case study. I don't think you need to play it, though. I think it's much more interesting if you look through the development history. Yeah.
All right, Dan. Feel free to jump in when we're petering out, by the way. Don't be shy.
Yeah, sure. It's always a bit difficult. Dear Dan, Luke, and Linus, I recently got a 7900 XTX Mercury magnetic GPU. Are you going to give high-end Radeon 9000 a try? Do you think you'll play through Indie and the Great Circle? And any thoughts on AMD RTX?
From the rumors that I've seen, there isn't going to be Radeon 9000. And from the rumors I've seen, there isn't going to be high-end Radeon next gen, whatever they end up calling it. Will I play through Indie and the Great Circle? I want to. It actually looks really good. It looks really fun. As for thoughts on AMD's ray tracing, I think the closest thing we have to a representation of what will be AMD's current gen ray tracing, allegedly very soon, is the PlayStation 5 Pro, and it looks like they've made some strides. Although even there, I think all we saw was next generation AI, so next generation AI upscaling. I don't think it actually had next generation ray tracing yet, did it? I don't recall. It might have. Anyway, yeah, it was kind of like a mishmash of their last gen and their upcoming gen in the PS5 Pro. Let's see if chat can jump in and correct me here, because I'm not sure if I can remember the exact details there. But as for whether we do a Radeon challenge again, I'm not sure. I feel like AMD's driver situation has been resolved well enough for me. I haven't really had any issues with mine. But as I said last week, my intention is to get a 5090 at this time.
To play Slay the Spire.
Yeah.
And Dredge.
Yeah. And don't forget Unravel 2.
Balatro.
Unravel 2?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
I just started it with Yvonne.
Oh.
You're two yarn creatures and you're raveled.
Unravel 2. Oh.
Yeah, I shouldn't say it looks fun because we've started it.
This graphic looks like Pikmin. Recent reviews mixed.
Yeah, it just seems to be not actually that useful.
I see.
It's just disappointing.
Oh, what, really? I was able to... I didn't notice any of this.
When did you start playing? These are from early December.
2 days ago?
Mid-December. Yeah, so... A lot of it's my save got screwed up because of this.
Got it.
That's sad.
So I think you just didn't experience it.
Cool.
Hey, DLO. It seems we can never be surprised and all hardware leaks. When was the last time you were truly surprised by a release, and why do you think everyone leaks? Will we ever be able to control it?
I was surprised by how good Battle Mage was.
Yeah.
That's pretty recent.
When was I surprised? Man. Well, certainly not by a Pixel phone. They're the leakiest of leaky things.
Left at bars.
Man. When is someone just like completely blindsided everybody? If you guys can think of any, I'm absolutely open to suggestions here, and I can tell you if I was very surprised by Apple M1, but everyone knew it was coming. We just didn't know how good it was going to be. Last time you're truly surprised by a release. Like had a wow, I can't believe they kept that under wraps moment.
That I have no idea. The performance things, like I think the M1 example was really good. Battle Mage worked for me, but
Nintendo has, up until this most recent one, I feel like been pretty tight-lipped. Like the Switch, I think, was pretty
I was surprised
surprising.
about the Switch. That's a long time ago, though.
Yeah, I know, right? As for why do you think everything leaks? Well, it's because humans are human, and they're flawed and messy and weak, and yeah. What do you want? And they're conflicted. Valve keeps things pretty tight. Yeah, Steam Deck was a big surprise. Steam Deck came out of nowhere.
Yeah. Very true.
Yep.
I think that's kind of it, though. In the spirit of what you said last time, should we move on?
13 Lou says, wasn't the Apple M1 a serious surprise? It was a serious surprise in the same way that like the Apple car would have been a serious surprise. Like everyone knew they were working on it. They have literal listings for like, we need someone to run the Apple car department. We're not working on it though. Right? Like everyone knew they were working on ARM CPUs. It's same as like their 5G modem. Like, yeah, it'll be a surprise when it comes out finally, because no one thought they were not going to give up on it at this point. But no, everyone knows what they're working on. So
There are 2 holes in the modmat. What is it for? Thanks, guys.
oh
Aren't they like static wrist rest things?
yes, and we have kind of a clever attachment mechanism for it. But they're the little button things for attaching an ESD thing.
Hey, WAN.dll. I'm currently building a YouTube title and thumbnail A/B testing tool, but I'm not sure how to make it unique. What do you recommend for such a tool? Also, hey from Ottawa, Ontario.
I have no idea, because the truth is, even YouTube's own tools are sort of fundamentally flawed and very difficult to glean useful information from, because they don't, through the dashboard or through the API, provide certain information that you would need. Like they don't actually tell you the click-through percentage and how they compare. Without knowing that, you don't really know how effective it is at drawing clicks. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what our team would even ask for other than
Go look at Mr. Beast's tool that he already made.
Yeah, if you can do it better than that, then
Try
great.
to find some value add. Yeah.
Linus, do you think you'll talk to a lawyer in case you are forced to testify in the Honey trial? Also, sometimes class action lawsuits will auto opt in, like how Sony sent out checks for leaking customers' data. Luke has left the building.
I don't think people understand what happened.
Honey's not going to trial, by the way.
And what is he going to testify? Someone told us through some video that not as many people watched that it was bad, so we stopped using it. What do you want?
Greetings, LLD. I'm moving on. Greetings, LLD. Have either of you tried Balatro yet? I got it a few days ago and I cannot stop playing it. Please send help. It's one of the few good games for mobile, but it's also on PC. Thanks. I would say the other way around, but okay, dude.
You tried it, right?
Yeah.
I haven't tried it yet. I heard it's really good, though.
It's a good game. I beat the highest difficulty thing with a couple decks. That was fun. It feels more RNG heavy than Slay the Spire does, I think. Yeah.
This guy.
I got it, dude. I got it. Well,
This guy.
I've also
He's
beat
so sweaty.
every single highest possible difficulty mode and have every single achievement for Slay the Spire. So there's that.
Maybe you're just good at roguelites.
But I don't know.
I have three beautiful children. Got him.
Darn it.
I can't believe
All I can collect is achievements.
I suck at Balatro and I don't have a girlfriend. What is that? Like, I got nothing. God damn.
You'll figure it out, man.
And you still can't beat Final Fantasy VI.
Yeah.
Double
yeah.
skill issue.
But no, I find it's a little bit RNG heavy for me.
Okay.
But it's a good game, and I'm not hating on it, to be clear. I liked it. I'm very happy with the purchase. I bought it, I had really good fun, and then I was done with it. I'm surprised by the people that are like, I literally can't stop playing, and they play it for like months. I'm like,
Why are you hating on our audience?
I don't get that.
Why are you hating on them? Because
but
you know there's
it's
a
a
ton of
great
them out there that are like playing Balatro right now.
And like the fact that people thought it was a genuine Game of the Year competitor, I was like, whoa.
You are
I don't
making
know
so
about
many
that.
enemies right now.
100%. So many people. It's a great game. It's a fantastic game. If you like roguelikes, if you like card games and roguelikes, and I'm a Slay the Spire guy, so yeah, it was like a guaranteed purchase for me. I bought it. I had a really good time with it, and then I was done.
But it's too easy. It's too
It's not-
RNG
it's
heavy.
not too easy.
Doesn't deserve to be game of the year.
Yeah, what a hater. What a hater.
Hot dogs are
Why are you
bad.
such a hater?
I'm not a hater. It's a great
Such
game.
a hater.
I just don't understand playing it forever. Like, I don't know. I played it. I had a really fantastic time. I got to kind of what I decided was the end for me, and then I was like, cool. And then I moved on.
You're being such a wheel of fortune right now.
I think you should get it. It's a fantastic game. It's a great game. Didn't come out in 2004, which hurts it, but it's a fantastic game.
Greetings, Lemur Dino Dingo. I'm in an IT company. I have 10 years of network experience, and a newbie got hired and is making slightly less than me with no experience. How do I approach my boss?
Hey,
I'm going to go shop around unless you can fix this. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
I would check to try to figure out, depending on the position that you're in. You've been there for 10 years. Are you in the same role? Should you be in a higher role? Because certain roles can have like a salary cap effectively. So if you said a newbie got hired. If you're still in a junior IT role, then
is it possible you're not that good?
Like maybe you
like,
should.
I'm not saying that's the case, but I'm saying it is a possibility.
It's a possibility. Or you're just not, you're stuck in a capped role and are not getting a promotion. And either that means you need to go somewhere else, or you need to talk about why you're not getting a promotion, potentially.
Or like,
it could be just a salary band, and the salary band is
to Luke's point, like you could be capped in that anywhere above that, you have to start taking on like supervisory or management responsibilities. Like I can tell you that in pretty much any organization, your compensation as an individual contributor is going to reach a level that can only be broken through if you can manage. Because the only way to scale as an organization is to have people who can manage other people. Like a flat structure works great in theory, and if you're Valve, works great in practice. But I think Valve is literally
a free money trick,
the exception that proves the rule, right? Like,
oops, millions of dollars.
Yeah, infinite money hack. Yeah. So. Man, that's a tough one. How do you start the conversation, though? What's the question? Like, how do I start that conversation? How do I approach my boss?
Hey, I feel like my role has become a little bit stagnant.
Yeah. What would it take for me to have my compensation increase? They're probably going to ask you questions like, what prompted this, or what difference are you expecting? It is never a bad idea to just shop around on the market either. Before you approach your boss, what you might find out is like, oh crap, both me and this newbie are actually doing like way better. We're both doing way better than industry average. Because I don't know what
It's possible.
what numbers we're talking about. It is possible. And maybe that's part of the rationale at your company is like, we already like pay really well. That is what it is. That's if you want to hire, if you want higher pay, you need to be in a managerial role or whatever the case may be. It also is quite possible based on that if you're, not really getting increases in compensation over the last 10 years, that, your company is not taking care of people very well, and that you would be better off just kind of going out and seeing if there's greener pastures out there. And so that way you could decide at that point, do you want to pursue those greener pastures, or do you want to take a picture of those greener pastures, to your boss and basically go, hey, like, are we able to have a conversation about my compensation? And if they say yes, then you have an open and frank conversation where you basically just say like, look, I feel like with my level of experience, I should be due for a compensation increase. Here's what I think it should be. You don't have to disclose that you have an actual offer, for instance. But if they're not open to the conversation, well then, hey, maybe it is time to move on to somewhere that you're valued.
I would also, I have 10 years of network experience. That's an interesting line too, because, make sure that what you're doing is giving you experience in a thing that you want to do and a thing that has growth potential.
Yeah.
Because if you have 10 years of experience doing
sorting thimbles
at the company, you said network experience was probably quite valuable, but I'm speaking more generally, not necessarily you specifically. But if you have 10 years of experience sorting thimbles, let's say, and nobody needs thimbles sorted anymore, then you have 10 years of experience in nothing. Unless you can find a way to adapt that experience to something else and make an argument for why it still counts. But that's one of the reasons why Linus is mentioning the whole management track thing again. Management is one of the easiest things to cross over.
Well, it's not easy. People try and fail all the time, but it's one of the most obvious.
Yes.
There.
Yeah.
I'll agree with that.
So if you have years of experience managing, that can often help you cross over into other fields.
A good manager is invaluable, which unintuitively in English means very valuable. Right?
Yeah. Luke read a book.
Huh? Oh.
Hey, all. I just got a full tower case, and I realized that both front fans were backward, and the only intake for 4 years has been my power supply fan. What's the biggest long-term PC build mistake that you've made?
Not as big as yours, Rob, because your only intake for 4 years was nothing. Your power supply fan is not an intake. It's an exhaust. Yeah. So, good job, Rob.
You win.
Long-term PC build mistake that you've made. I don't know. Most of them become obvious fairly quickly.
Pretty quick.
We had, did we ever have?
I bricked the heck out of a board like right after we became an actual official company. That was cool. That's the only motherboard I've ever killed.
Yeah, but I feel like this is like long-term, like it was running for a long time.
I can't think of anything like that. Most computer problems are genuinely...
They work or they don't.
Yeah, it'll turn on or it won't.
To avoid the ding, they're pretty binary. But like...
That did not avoid the ding. How did that avoid the ding?
No pun intended.
Ugh. You intended it.
I'm not doing it. No.
You intended it.
No.
No.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have qualified
He's
it.
going to come ding.
All right, you come ding.
There you go.
Linus got a ding.
Is that satisfying? Does it feel good?
Actually, yeah.
Nice. Hey, that's how you get people's attention at that fancy jewelry store.
Diamonds, please.
Yeah.
Take my money.
Yeah, but when you do that, you're kind of a dingus. Because you always ding us. Get it?
It's pretty good.
No, that's not good. Don't tell me that's good. All right, what else we got?
Why we have the ding. They're not good.
I enjoy them anyways.
The ding is for the bad ones.
I still like them.
Ideal. First merch message, and I finally get a screwdriver.
Nice.
Buying one for my birthday tomorrow.
Nice.
What is Luke's favorite Star Wars episode?
Episode.
I can't remember if you've
The
been
movies are
asked.
called episodes.
Yeah.
Just trying to help you
Yeah,
out here.
yeah.
Season
Because even though you're named after the main character, you're just woefully ignorant.
What do you mean?
Jar Jar Binks.
Jar Jar, yeah.
Jar Jar
I listened-
Lafreniere.
Jar Lafreniere.
I listened to
That works pretty well. That's a space character name.
both of you. I listened to a Star Wars audiobook on the way here today.
Cringe.
Why?
Because it used to be cool.
Oh no, I listened to the old EU ones.
Oh, all right. What were you listening to?
This one wasn't very good, actually.
Oh, okay. What was it?
Cestus something. I can look it up.
Nah, I don't care anymore.
It wasn't very good.
All right.
Yeah, I wasn't. The one right before it was fantastic. Oh, wow. Yikes. What was... the book I read before, or the book I listened to technically before that, was a Timothy Zahn book. All of his are fantastic. And it was the first book that MJ is in. The Cestus Deception. Yeah, that was it. I wasn't a huge fan. I normally really like any book that features like Clone Wars era Obi-Wan, but I was not that into it.
Is Heir to the Empire the first one with Mara Jade?
That's
the Thrawn trilogy, right?
That sounds potentially right.
Thrawn trilogy is so good.
Yeah.
So
Anyways,
good.
favorite Star Wars episode.
Yeah, that was Timothy Zahn's first Star Wars book too. I didn't even know that.
Great book. Really fantastic.
If this has been a contentious show, you could just say one.
Phantom Menace? Are you kidding me?
I told you, contentious show.
Genuinely didn't really like one that much.
There it goes. There goes the internet. Good job, Luke.
Okay, go ahead. Favorite episode? Come on, let's go.
I'm trying to think.
I don't even remember the names
having a
of the
hard
most
time-
recent three.
There's no shot. It's
They don't
any of
count.
those. Yeah.
No, I
what
got
even
this. Hold on.
numbers are those?
Force Awakens,
79?
Last
think so.
Jedi, Return of the King. I don't know.
Return of the King.
Star Wars marathon, but you just stop.
Man.
Oh man.
I think it might be 5.
Oh wow, that's the safest pick. How could you? Yeah, Empire. That's literally the
I like the good one.
Yeah, I don't want to get crapped on by the internet. I'm just gonna say the safest possible thing and go hide in my hidey hole. At least pick
What would
Revenge
you
of the
pick?
Sith or something.
What would you pick?
Sure, I'll take Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
It's modern Star Wars with cool fight choreography and is mostly
Which
pretty
one is that?
not
Is that
shit.
3?
Yeah.
3's pretty good.
Yeah.
You're not even going to believe me. I was genuinely debating between 3 and other ones. Because 1 actually sucks. 2's not that interesting.
Him right now.
But I like representing the prequels a little bit. 3's pretty good. 4?
Sorry.
4's...
Did they catch any of that, Dan?
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure they did. 4, I don't think has all that much going on in a modern context.
Attack of the Clones? Are you kidding me? It has Whirly Yoda.
4?
I'll try
Oh,
spinning.
sorry, 4. I was thinking of 2. Sorry.
Spinning's a good trick.
Oh, A New Hope? Yeah, but A New Hope is just, it's such a...
I thought that was the safe one.
It's so No, Empire is the safe one.
Oh,
because
okay.
A New Hope is generally regarded as groundbreaking
Yes.
and what started the whole thing, but not a particularly innovative or interesting film. Whereas the whole idea of the bad guys win and stuff, and how dark Empire was, and it's widely regarded to be a way better
I genuinely thought
movie.
4 was the safest option.
Oh, okay. Well, one thing's for sure, you would not win the internet with my favorite childhood one, which was Return of the Jedi. I loved Return of the Jedi. I loved the Ewoks. I loved that was the best lightsaber duel at the time.
Yes.
It's so much better than what came before.
Yeah.
The original duel in A New Hope was old man fight, right? Whereas we're seeing Luke in his prime kind of thing until they completely, changed what lightsaber dueling is, which, you know, you eventually kind of come around to because it's pretty cool to watch, you know, spinny CGI Yoda, you know, fight things or whatever.
Empire is Hoth and Cloud City, right? Is it? Is it?
Are you trying right now to like upset me?
Is that the one?
I'm still going with number 1. I don't care.
That's the one where they crawl in the animal to stay warm. Yeah.
Is that one?
Yeah.
Is that the one where the guy runs around with the ice cream maker?
Ice cream maker.
You don't even know that one.
What are you even talking about?
Wow. Weak. Yeah, see, someone said yes. Yeah, because it is.
Ice cream maker?
Weak. You know
what
nothing.
What are you talking about?
You know nothing.
What? Is this a meme?
No, it's not, actually. In Cloud City, one of the guys who's evacuating runs around a corner and he's holding what's supposed to look like futuristic technology, but it's literally just an ice cream maker from like the crafty department, I'm assuming.
Really?
And somebody asked George Lucas about it in an interview, so he gave him a name. So now he has like lore and stuff, but it's literally just some extra running around a corner holding an ice cream maker.
And it's canon. I love it.
It's canon, yeah.
I did not know this. Wow. I mean, it looks like futuristic tech to me.
It does, actually, and it matches like the general aesthetic of the station and everything.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think there's a subreddit about that. It's called It's a Book Light.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they just find things that are just off the shelf to look futuristic.
Like Big
that's
Luke?
great.
Is that another reference you guys don't know?
Probably.
Big Luke. No, I don't know Big Luke.
Big Luke Star Wars. The Bigger Luke Theory.
That's a book light.
BiggerLukeWiki.com. Luke Prime and Bigger Luke.
Sorry, what is this? I don't see anything about Bigger Luke here.
Here. Bigger Luke, commonly abbreviated to BL.
What lore is this? We're on Star Wars nerd levels. I didn't know were possible.
Yeah, you guys know nothing.
I got Wikipedia and whatnot. What is this? What even is this site?
Wikidot, dude.
Bloggerluke.addict. Sorry, what is this?
biggerluke.wikidot.com/bigger
Okay.
Luke. It's pretty straightforward.
Okay, but what is it?
The canon Luke hypothesis, sometimes simply the Bigger Luke hypothesis, in which it is theorized that within the Star Wars universe and canon, there does indeed exist a version of Luke Skywalker that is slightly larger than a posited regular Luke Skywalker or Luke Prime.
Sorry, what?
And then they have examples of where their height changes.
Yeah, this
little
is
short for a
this is not
stormtrooper?
even this is not even trying, Luke. This is not even trying to be credible.
I mean, it's a pretty good theory.
Yeah, okay.
I
Cool.
like Dark Jar Jar theory much more.
Yeah, Sith Lord Jar Jar.
That would have been sick if that actually ended up becoming a thing.
No, that would have been really stupid.
Would have been kind of
No,
sick.
that would, we would have.
That's a little higher on the iceberg than Bigger Luke. That's like center Earth. Oh.
Okay. All right.
Can we get this show done?
Yeah.
Keep telling me I don't know anything about Star Wars.
Yeah,
Keep doing it.
I am you. Yeah, I'm never saying
Knowing
anything
things
bad
that
about
are
you
wrong
again.
is not knowing things.
You're allowed to know the wrong things. Hello, Sen. I love portable handheld consoles. What is your favorite computer form factor or the strangest one you've ever seen?
My favorite computer form factor.
Desktop.
Laptops are pretty convenient.
Laptop's your favorite computer form factor?
I mean, if they were more reliable and more performant, I guess they're
If
really
they were-
great. They
were
asked my
they-
favorite form factor. They didn't ask.
But you said it. They would be if they were something that they're not.
Yeah, because you could. Well, sure, but you could use them as a desktop. They're versatile. You can take them with
But
you
they're
on the
not
go.
the things that you said.
Well, yeah, sure, but like, I don't know. Sure, fine. Okay,
Is
Halloween
unwieldy?
costumes for this coming year. Okay, Jamal Taylor suggests we go as Luke and Bigger Luke.
Oh, that's great.
And moving on.
Oh my goodness.
I'm looking to build a high-end PC, but I'm also not in a hurry. Is it better to fight it out with resellers or wait 6 to 8 months and hope scarcity and tariffs aren't a thing much later this year?
I don't know, man. I don't have the answers. I mean, we did that video a little while back where I basically said, sorry, I don't know the answers. I mean, we know there's new, allegedly rumored GPUs coming very soon.
Allegedly.
So that's really good to know because it will tend to have an impact on the secondhand market and on the current product pricing. Beyond that, we don't really know what's coming. Good luck, everybody.
Hey, DLL, trying to decide on an upgrade path for my 10850K and RX 6900 XT. God, these naming conventions. Currently 1440p.
You ain't seen nothing yet, Dan.
I know, it just gets worse. Also interested in trying I guess this is a Thunderbolt display, but
don't try
unsure.
a Thunderbolt display. That's like completely unnecessary. Why would you do that?
How does a GPU interface with a Thunderbolt card?
It doesn't. Don't bother. Okay, hold on. No, okay. Well, okay. So some Thunderbolt cards have a DisplayPort in. So they will inject that DisplayPort into your Thunderbolt connection. So you're effectively just using your GPU, but then you're just using DisplayPort. So there's no reason to use a Thunderbolt display. The only reason you would want to do that is if you want to use optical Thunderbolt like I do to carry Thunderbolt over some great distance. Then you use a dock to go DisplayPort out to your monitor and then just use your Thunderbolt dock for Thunderbolt for connectivity or whatever else. There are so few Thunderbolt displays that and none of them offer the most compelling mix of price and features and performance that you just shouldn't bother at all. There's just no real reason to do it that I can think of.
Last one I've got for you today. I'm the tech dad that has been waiting for HexOS. I am researching building a NAS for the first time and finding it daunting, but fun. Any suggestions on where to start?
Wendell has some good videos.
Sure, there. Level 1 tax. Yeah.
I also built our Johnsbow NAS. We did a video on that. That was phenomenal.
Nice. Is that a short circuit?
No, that was a full LTT.
Oh.
It was the first time I've ever built a computer with a video, and it just happened to be ours.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one. So this is actually a pretty good video on building a NAS.
And
so you built this one?
I built almost exactly that one.
Cool.
I couldn't get a cheaper CPU, so it has an expensive CPU, and I couldn't get a cheaper CPU that had a built-in GPU. So when I want to use it, I just stick a riser card and a 1080 into the motherboard. I need to upgrade that eventually. But it's been phenomenal. It runs all day, every day.
When I need to diagnose this thing, I actively make it more complicated and also significantly change variables.
Yeah, but I haven't needed to because it just works. Thanks, Todd Howard. That's all I got. Oh, there's one in. There's one in incoming. Do you want to touch that?
Den, Linus, and Lake. How can Chit GPT write box / Pez the bar exam? But me autocorrect is barely functional. And then they translated it for us. How does ChatGPT write books and pass the bar exam, but my autocorrect is barely functional? It's a good question.
Good question.
Good question. See you later.
Solid question.
Thanks for watching The WAN Show. See you again next week. Same bad time, same bad channel.
Bye.